Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 18, Episode number 3967. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we play Big Dummy. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has foods that Americans eat that foreigners find disgusting. Yeah. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click. Clack.
Drankety drunk. All right, here we go. A man gets into a fight at the bar, so he whips out his circular saw. Wow. Meanwhile, a BC man says that hiking with camo pants would be his last straw. We stay in BC, where a drunk woman arrested after twerking at a cop. Woman arrested after sending jail mail soaked in liquid meth slop. And apparently, we're all wearing our sunglasses wrong. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, the game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us, we will... I'm getting there, man.
Got out.
We will spin the category
Still
wheel.
hyped from last week.
Oh, no. You were so close last week. We will spin the category wheel, and then we'll ask you a question from that category. But here's where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right. Because, as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Now, so far this year, our biggest dummy has been the lovely and talented Kyle, who thought that a piss helmet was a nickname for a condom, and found a way to answer 14 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Of course you can. Everyone else has. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy.
To be a contestant to play Big Dummy, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota LO1 series is part of our tractor lineup, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota LO1 series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Bring home select L-Series equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months. Visit GoKubota.com for more details.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but tell us, away we go. Welcome to season 18, episode number 3,967. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat on this lovely Thursday. Head chefs in the house. So people from other countries, they come here and I guess they are either amazed or disgusted.
Disgusting.
At some of the things that Americans eat. Now, is this like a corn dog, mayonnaise?
There's a few. It's kind of all over the map. Some are a little higher end. Some are just, some of them in this room were split 50-50.
All right. Okay.
So,
seems fair.
Yeah, a couple of them are American classics that we'll all agree it's like, sorry, foreigners.
Deal with it.
You just don't understand.
We're eating peanut butter.
That is probably the one on the list where it's like,
really?
See, yeah. I think it's,
peanut butter and jelly. Like people from almost any other country, they just can't fathom.
I've heard that they have a hard time reconciling these two ingredients being together, and that's it.
It is so dangerous. I could not have it in my home.
Peanut butter?
No, I took it all out again. After we did our little peanut butter challenge thing, I had a couple extra jars of peanut butter. I had to get rid of it.
Really?
Because I was just spooning it out and just eating spoonfuls of peanut butter when I got hungry. Like you go to the...
You disgusting freak.
Like when you go to the refrigerator.
I'm kidding. I don't have it in my home because I do the same thing.
It's that good. It's that
I
addictive.
love peanut butter.
It's that addictive to me. I can't have... It's like having a can of Ready Whip.
Yeah, you're going to spray it directly in your mouth.
Well, and peanut butter, too, like, as far as things go, like, it's not the worst thing for you, but... literally for a tablespoon or two.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I'm with Miles, peanut butter, I think most Americans, I don't know if I know anybody that doesn't like peanut butter.
You name it. I'll put it on anything.
Unless you have a nut allergy.
Good point.
It. Otherwise, it seems like, peanut butter is a strong one.
I will put it on celery. I will put it on an apple. I will put it on a cracker. It doesn't matter if I have anything. Banana, you name it. I'll put peanut butter on it.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. But yeah, that peanut butter is high on the list, and trust me, there's a few American foods on here that none of us, I don't think, actually like. They're just American.
Okay.
But there's also some where you're like, really? Like, that tastes awesome.
Well, I would just say, look, like anything else, I'm willing to try just about anything.
Sure.
Just try it. Maybe you've never had ranch dressing before. Maybe you would never dip your chips in there or whatever the deal is. Give it a try and then say, okay, I get it now. Or like Cool Ranch Doritos. Try them. I know it sounds ridiculous, but
I think they're called Cool American Doritos outside of the U.S.
Cool American.
Cool American Doritos.
Yeah, man. Cool American. Head Chef's coming up with Ted's Meat and Potatoes. As we do every Monday through Friday, you get more Men's Room exclusively on the Odyssey app. Join us at 6 coming up for the Men's Room Happy Hour and episode number 461. If you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. Mike's Go Live, like you did today at 1 o'clock, is on there. I know you guys go live tomorrow.
Correct.
At 1. We have the Men's Room radio channel on there where we got to pick out our own tunes and play them back for you. All kinds of different genres of music on that. All the podcasts are there. You can listen to the daily podcast if you happen to miss us. And, of course, the Men's Room Happy Hour channel, which now runs the best of our show for 24 hours.
Who knew?
Until 6. So today, as we play Big Dummy, we like to do a little dirty Big Dummy. Mm-hmm. And we stay here in the United States, as one is not the name of an actual town or place today. So 3 of them are real names of towns.
Okay, all right.
So, for an example, is Dick Johnson the name of a place where somebody lives? That's
probably Pennsylvania.
That's the name of their town. Ding Dong. Is that the name of a town in the United States of America? How about Fart? Or Boneville? We will find out coming up with Dirty Big Dummy on the Men's Room Happy Hour. You know how the game is played. 10 questions. The bonus question is worth 2 points. So we'll see you coming up for that. And today is the day that we do play the game known as Big Dummy. It's an easy game to play. We spin the category wheel. You're either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. I'd like to do a little poll. Just get an idea where your head's at. Last time, we asked you to move to a location. Now we got a list of the 30 worst and most dangerous places to live in the United States. So it's a combination of everything from crime to poverty to you name it, jobs available, things to do, culture, all those different things. So we took out of the top 10, we took 4 of those. And the idea being that I personally said, okay, look, if it's a major city, I am taking it out of the equation.
Right.
Because it's easy to say, okay, I will move to Cleveland. I will move to Baltimore. I will move to Detroit. Mm-hmm. I will move to one of these cities and see what happens. That's an easy pick based on culture alone.
Sure.
So these were the ones that didn't have any of that. So your choices were Flint, Michigan, Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi, and Anchorage, Alaska, which, believe it or not, has the highest crime, basically per capita, in the United States of America.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, because it used to be like Camden, New Jersey, or
Bakersfield, California,
Norfolk, Virginia.
Right.
There are all these certain little pockets where Gary, Indiana, all these places where you go. Atlantic City, New Jersey.
God, that place is terrible.
There's a lot of places out there that are just crappy. So as we do, we put the poll up. If you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, and you vote there, and here's how everything shook down. Coming in at last place at 3%. Most of you did not want to move to Jackson, Mississippi. Only 3% said, you know what, I'm going to Jackson.
I picked Jackson. I only picked Jackson for the food. That was it.
Coming in third, that would be where you would live beside D. Ted Smith, Flint, Michigan, which got 5% of the vote. Flint, Michigan.
And I picked that solely on sports.
Because you could, drive to Wisconsin was your thing?
No, you could drive to Ann Arbor in like an hour.
Right. You drive to Lansing, go see a Lions game. They're not too bad.
Tigerville instead.
The
Lions play in Lansing?
No, Michigan State.
Oh, East Lansing.
Yeah, East Lansing.
East Lansing.
Actually, there's a lot of dogs there right now. They're playing University of Washington's there Saturday.
That's correct.
And Michigan State sucks.
Coming in second place, side note, Memphis, Tennessee, 36%. I got a hell of a lot of votes. So nearly a third of you said, yeah, I'm moving to Memphis. Number one, by far, 57% said if you're going to move to any of these four towns, you are moving to Anchorage, Alaska.
I think it helps that we are in Seattle when you ask that question.
I do too. Proximity-wise, a lot of people have been there.
You've already been there, yeah.
A lot of people know people who've lived there, enjoy it and everything else. And if you like the great outdoors, if you live in Washington State, that's like the great outdoors on steroids.
The great outdoors.
Yeah, if you're going to Alaska. Okay. We get in the water. I know the end of summer is here, but look, we're gonna do a little swimming today on the Men's Room poll, and we're gonna start with a story. Earlier this week, Mark Somerset became the latest person to fall victim of a shark attack. The 30-year-old South Carolina resident was surfing off of the shore of New Smyrna Beach. That's about 50 miles northeast of Orlando, when he was bitten in the face and the head by a shark while floating in the water next to his board. This happened just this past Monday.
Bit his face?
It chomped on his head.
Damn.
Somerset got 20 stitches to treat the wounds he suffered as a result. The injuries were on full display during an interview on television where he recalled what transpired, saying, "It was a slash. It was a lot of pressure. And I'll tell you, that pressure, it was like a crunch. I was hearing my head crunch, and I felt like I was in a bear trap. And it was just crunching on my face." Somerset said he had a feeling he might draw the attention of sharks after spotting some of them in the water before the attack. And despite the scary nature of the incident, he says he's not going to think twice about hopping back on a surfboard again. Sunshine State, by the way, is a national hotbed for shark attacks. 60% of the encounters that have been documented since the mid-1800s have taken place in the waters off the coast of Florida, which makes sense. The entire state is surrounded by water, so that should not be a big surprise. But yeah, it was crunching down on his head.
He's got a crunchy head. That's what we figured out.
He was swimming out on his board, and as he was swimming out, he had his head down in the front. Shark comes up, just grabs him by the head. Okay.
Isn't it almost always the case that it's surfers that are going to get bit because when they're on the board, they look like a seal?
Yeah, from underneath, basically.
Yeah.
So,
the shadow.
He said, I was worried as I saw the sharks. It's like, I think I might have just gotten off the board and swam in.
You still, depending on if you have a wetsuit or not, the shadow still looks like a dark outline. So even if you are swimming, whether you have a wetsuit on or not, you're going to look like a seal.
And they have pissy eyesight. Sharks do not have great eyesight. And also the way we swim compared to any other aquatic animal is terrible. So a lot of times they perceive you as like a seal in distress, which is an easy meal because we splash so much and all that.
Yep. Okay.
Everything about us, Ted. They don't, and that's the thing. Then they bite you and realize you taste like ass.
So we start with sharks. Now we move on to alligators. A Girl Scout troop in Texas had to swim for their lives on a recent camping trip when a 14-foot alligator emerged from the depths of the lake that the kids were swimming in while they were playing the lake. This is in Texas. Terrifying video shows the massive gator rising to the surface and charging toward the girls, who start screaming as horrified onlookers note the size of the reptile. That is a big frickin' alligator. Adults then rushed in to try to get the girls out of the water onto the shore, with some of the scouts jumping from a dock and desperately swimming for safety. This is complete panic mode.
Yeah.
It's going down.
Yeah, I understand that.
One of the scouts, 11-year-old Ava Miller, told the KPRC news crew in Houston, "I was thinking, this is the day I die." That's from an 11-year-old.
At 11 years old.
It was moving faster than us, or about the same. The incident happened in Lake Raven at Huntsville State Park in Huntsville, Texas, forcing the Texas Park and Wildlife Department to then close the swimming area. Probably a good idea. There have been many other alligator and human interactions, mostly end up with lost limbs. We saw that in Florida with a guy who decided to take a pee break behind the bar.
Fell into the water,
and lost his arm from his shoulder down. The gator has not been found, by the way, and is still in the lake. That is one.
That is a 14-foot alligator.
Man, I'm in Texas. I go to my friend's lake like you did in Montana.
Correct.
There's a swimming area. It's roped off. If you look at the video, there is a swimming dock that's located out of the lake. It's clearly marked off as a swimming area. It looks safe. It looks like a great time. There's boaters. There's jet skiers. There's all these people on the lake. You don't realize, in my mind, I'm not thinking the possibility of being greeted by a 14-foot alligator in this water.
If it were on your mind, you probably wouldn't get into the water.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
If that's what you're thinking, you're like, I'm going to go ahead and stay on shore, man.
More terrifying than that, because if you live there, you know there are alligators. Yeah. I would not know that. If I just went to jump in the lake, I'd have no idea.
And alligators, you got to keep in mind, they are so well camouflaged.
Oh, yeah.
That's like their whole MO.
Mm-hmm. Now, just to give you a little other story here, which is terrifying as well, but heavy rain started over the weekend in China. Now, that triggered a bunch of landslides that are responsible for at least 7 deaths. However, in the one town of Moming, located in the nation's southeast province, residents have an entirely different problem brought about by the rain. Dozens of Siamese crocodiles are popping up in the floodwaters. They escaped from a local farm.
Right.
Citizens have been advised to stay inside and away from the bodies of water due to the crocs, with 69 adult crocodiles and 6 juveniles reported to have fled from their home at a nearby freshwater aquaculture base. They were in a captive area.
And now they're not.
Now they are not. They were huge. Officials are trying to keep things under control. You have to remember, there's still 2 feet of water in these areas.
Yeah.
The crocodiles are in that water. This is when you open the door to the front of your house.
And there it is.
So, yeah, I just figured I'd throw that in there. But then we have this story. A young girl swimming in a Georgia lake was attacked by a rabid beaver this past Monday afternoon.
Sounds funny, but look, beavers are dangerous anyway, but then you add rabies, and it's off the charts.
I'm with you. Beavers are nasty.
They look stupid, all this stuff, but like, man, we learned on the show, they will F you up.
The young girl swum in the Georgia lake was attacked by the beaver. The 55-pound animal bit her leg 2 or 3 times as she swam in Lake Lanier. Her father intervened, killed the beaver using blunt force trauma. He beat the hell out of the beaver.
Right, blunt force trauma, yeah. He beat that bitch to death. Yeah. That is what Dad did.
Go easy on the beaver.
55 pounds. Am I wrong in thinking that, at least in my impression of beavers, that's a very large one?
Yeah. Tested, did have rabies. The little girl's reportedly recovering. Those shots suck, by the way, from everything everyone's told me about the rabies shots. Beaver attacks, they say, are rare, with the last one about 13 years ago at that lake. But once the rabies virus gets in the brain of the animal, in the case, the beaver just acts crazy.
I'm a crazy beaver.
They did estimate at 55 pounds.
To answer your foot, that's not that crazy.
What?
A 50-pound beaver.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that about average?
They say they average between 50 and 55 pounds in Georgia.
See, it's all that southern eating.
Yeah,
so they say the heaviest beaver on record was 110.
Jesus, man.
What a giant beaver.
Yep.
That's the biggest beaver I ever done seen. That's one of them big Georgia beavers.
World record beaver. Alert signs were put in the area to warn people about the rabid animals, and they asked residents to report any strange animal behaviors.
That is a mighty big beaver.
That they witnessed from the rabid beaver. And finally, one final story. The flesh-eating bacteria Vibrio has infected at least 26 people in Florida so far this year, killing 5.
Damn.
The victims mostly in the Tampa area. The bacteria is found in warm, brackish water, as well as raw or uncooked seafood coming from sewage that has been spilled into the water. The numbers were abnormally high in 2022 because a Hurricane Ian spilled sewage into the water.
Oh, cool. Thanks,
right?
Ian.
Living in Florida, being around the marine environment, we need to be aware of what it is. Whenever you have a break in the skin or you're in a marine environment, then theoretically you're at risk. Same risk you're at if you eat the mussels, the clams, the oysters, the crabs, the shellfish, the shrimp in the area can also give you these things. People with cuts and scrapes should stay out of the water. Brackish water is almost the worst. People are suggested to wear foot protection to prevent a small cut on your foot.
Right.
When you're walking, maybe you step on a seashell, cut your foot, not good. 5 people died. The virus just recently killed 3 people in New York and Connecticut.
Jesus.
So it's not just in Florida. So, our men's room poll. You are going to be in the water. All right? Now, it's your choice to determine what is in the water with you.
Mm-hmm.
Your first choice is that you're swimming and there is a shark in the water.
It doesn't mean that any of these are going to attack you, but you're going to hedge your bets while you're out there with the shark.
On what animal or what situation you feel is the safest out of these 4. Okay, your second choice is you're going to swim in that lake with a 14-foot alligator. The alligator is in the lake. You know it's there. As Ted says, they're very hard to see.
Yeah,
They come up from the bottom and rise.
Mm-hmm.
They do their thing.
The shark, I'm just swimming in the ocean.
You're swimming
There's
with a shark
just a shark in the area. That's
Okay.
all. People say, lifeguard
Yes.
says, hey, man, there's a shark in the water.
There's an alligator in the area. Choice number 2. Number 3, rabid beaver. So,
I'll be dead honest. That one scares me the most.
and they say they're attacking and they're crazy. So, choice 3, rabid beaver.
I also don't trust anything with buck teeth.
I was going to tell you a pizza place not to go.
You don't like Queen?
Queen's a great band. I don't know if I trust them.
Yeah.
Okay. Rabid beaver, choice number 3. And choice number 4, you're going to take the risk of swimming in the raw sewage that, again, killed 5 people with a flesh-eating bacteria. The bacteria begins to eat your flesh and your skin before you actually die. You are watching your body die. Even though the inside is being poisoned, you're also watching it die from the outside.
To me, this one's easy, man. I'm taking the shark.
I'm with you. I'm
taking
going
the
shark.
And look, if you told me there's a shark in the water, I would not get in the water. But for today's purposes, out of those, like the sewage, I think's the worst. Because look, man, even if you don't get that flesh-eating bacteria, I mean, the pink eye,
You're
just
sick.
all
You're gonna
the
get sick.
crap, right?
You're going to get sick. We just had the story of the Tough Mudder, where it was like 30-some people who were involved in crawling through this mud got sick for months.
And that's they didn't die, but they got real sick. They felt real bad. A rabid beaver, I just say no, because once you add rabies to any situation, that animal, and you cannot control them. You know what I mean? It's not like you shoo them away. If you don't kill it, that thing's going to keep attacking you, right?
Now, unfortunately,
and it's a beaver, man, and I feel like those big ass teeth that they're going to like hit some artery, you know, something important, and you bleed the hell out. And who wants to die to a beaver, man? That's just not even a good story.
It seems like when humans get attacked, they are on the surface of the water. Yeah. As far as the feeding, the way that sharks feed, it seems like they feed more on top. I'm not saying they don't feed underneath the water, but when you look at these videos of people who are swimming with sharks, who are scuba diving, and they're pushing lemon sharks away by the nose,
right?
Or they're swatting the sharks away. The sharks are curious, but they don't seem to be in attack mode at that point.
But that's a lemon shark. I mean, are they?
I think it depends on the shark.
A bull shark or
I have
great
seen
white
all
shark?
kind of videos of people just doing ridiculous stuff that I cannot believe they're that close to a shark, but they are all submerged.
Correct. Yeah.
Where the attacks happen when you're on top of the water.
Because it's a surprise attack. I mean, every animal wants to be able to hit you with a surprise, right? Because it's much easier and you don't fight. But I feel like if a shark breaches, like when you watch them take out a seal, like if I'm on a surfboard and it does that to me, I mean, there's no way
you see the
survive
rabid beaver swimming at you. More than likely,
but it can swim faster than me, man.
But you got to keep in mind, like they build their dams and stuff. They can stay underwater for a while.
Oh yeah,
you're not. He might not just cruise over.
And he's crazy,
right? The rabid beaver scares me to death.
I know it sounds so stupid, but it does.
And sewage is just gross.
Sewage is bad.
Plus, you're swimming, so at some point you're going to open your mouth. You might have an open sore. The alligator, you have no idea where he is.
I'm not dealing with the
shark seems like the smart option.
Right. So on this week's Men's Room poll, what will you swim with? Sharks, alligator, a rabid beaver, or sewage? The poll is up now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. Big W's coming up next, 206-803-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
And away we go. Game is Big Dummy. 206-803-ROCK. Steve, who is our first contestant? Ready to play the big game.
Hello, Danny. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Danny, are you sober or not sober today?
Sober.
Sober, Danny. Welcome to Big Dummy. All right, Danny, our Men's Room poll. You're going to swim with one. Shark, alligator, rabid beaver, or in sewage?
Okay, so the question is sewage. It's not about swimming with that specific bacteria.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, I'm still going to go with that. That seems only... I was talking about fishing earlier in the week and from digging, harvesting clams and stuff. Most time, unless you're immune compromised, that stuff, like you're pretty regularly going to come into contact with it in the ocean, and unless you got hepatitis or something, generally you're going to be good. So I'm going with that.
You're taking sewage. Wow, swimming in poop.
You are too if you've ever been in the ocean.
Sure. That's what I try to explain to my wife every time I pee in the ocean. I'm like, where do you think the fish pee? They don't jump out and go to the bathroom. They're pooping, they're peeing, they're puking, whatever else.
How do you justify the pool then?
I'll tell you what, Miles, because in that moment, when I get in the water, I like to pretend I'm aquatic life.
Okay.
I mean, I would say you could explain it away with the amount of chlorine.
Exactly.
I still wouldn't do it.
All right, Danny, here is your question. Who was the first solo female host of the Academy Awards? She has won an Academy Award herself. She is currently one of the hosts of a very popular show.
She's a host.
I don't know. Bette Midler.
I'll say Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, yes.
Yep.
I've never actually seen The View.
I have.
I've seen clips, all that kind of thing. I've never sat down to watch the show.
You know what I think? I don't know that I've watched an hour of The View. You're right. I probably just watched segments.
Right.
Well, you'd have to be sick at home from school.
But even then, that would not be my choice.
Well, that ain't for us.
That's a good point. All right. Your question. What children's book character is scared of heffalumps and woozles? They're scared of heffalumps and woozles.
Oh, boy. Well,
they recently made a movie about this character, but they took some creative license and made it more of a horror movie.
Well, that sounds like some Dr. Seuss, but I don't know. Who knows? James and Giant Peach. James. I don't know.
Who?
The James from James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, James from James and the Giant Peach.
Winnie the Pooh?
It is, in fact, Winnie the Pooh. They made the movie, what is it? Blood and Honey? Mm-hmm. Is that the name of it? And I believe they're working on a second one now.
Which is a great dipping sauce for wings.
Blood and honey. Yeah, blood and honey dipping sauce. All right, Danny, question number 3. What character was Bela Lugosi best known for playing?
Dracula?
Yeah, but he did them all. He and Lon Chaney. Well, didn't he do a few?
He and Lon Chaney.
I know Lon Chaney Jr.
He was Lon Chaney was the Wolf Man, I believe. I think
he was also Frankenstein.
Was he also Frankenstein?
What? One of those two guys did almost every single
because there were like the 3 main. There was Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolf Man back in the day. Yeah, one of them I believe was all 3 at some point.
I remember growing up. Davis Big W 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Justin, sober or not sober?
Sober, and that peanut butter stuff, no joke. I do it with Honey Nut Cheerios all the time.
You put Honey Nut Cheerios on top of peanut butter?
No. Peanut butter and Honey Nut Cheerios, and they put a little bit of milk in there. Awesome.
Oh, wow. Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, I love Honey Nut Cheerios. I like milk.
You like peanut butter? Give
Justin,
it a go,
who are you going to swim with? Shark, alligator, rabbit, beaver, or in sewage?
Give me to be a big bushy beaver.
You want that rabbit beaver? All right. Good luck to you.
All right, Justin, here's your question. What do the letters MS represent in reference to MSNBC?
Is that Media Sports?
Microsoft?
It is Microsoft. That's what,
Yep.
I had the same thing. Like, what? By the way, the person you're thinking of, Miles, the actor who played pretty much everyone, Boris Karloff.
Ooh, Boris Karloff.
Thank you to the texter. Yes. And Boris Karloff. All right, your question. What is the Italian word for ice cream?
Gelato.
Yeah, but if we call it gelato, we can charge you more.
Correct. Davis Big W 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Travis. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Travis, team sober or team not sober?
Team sober, gonna work on being on team not sober later.
That's for you. There you go. All right, something to look forward to. All right, what are you swimming with there, Travis? Shark, alligator, rabbit, beaver, or in sewage?
I definitely got to go with the shark. That's got to be number one.
Shark it is.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man.
I just, too much of fear of the unknown.
What are you picking at?
What are you picking?
Sewage. You're picking sewage?
I'm going sewage.
I feel like that's
Why
absolutely
because I know that nothing can attack me.
It's not, well.
In the moment.
Not with teeth.
In the moment. Now, in my later.
Didn't
when I
you
get
just
sick.
say that whatever the disease was going around in New York and Connecticut, like you watch your skin basically
that is correct.
fall off of your body before you die?
Yes.
You often say one of the most disgusting things you've ever had to do was pull out a pair of glasses from a porta potty.
That is correct.
Yes.
But now you want to swim in said porta potty.
I want to swim in blue water.
Yeah, I'm taking the shark, man. All right, your question. What is the shape of the Milky Way galaxy?
Oval?
What is the shape of the Milky Way? Oh, you said oval. Sorry. Spiral galaxy, yes.
Spiral? Oh, okay.
All right, your question. Ted, I get the feeling you'll know this one. What country switched sides in World War II? September of 1943. They started on one side and flipped to the other. They started with the Allies.
Japan.
Oh, they started with the Allies.
Started with the Allies and flipped to the Axis.
Switched over? Is it? Oh, man, that's European or Asian?
European.
The Dutch?
Italy.
Oh, that's right, because
Right.
Mussolini was a fascist.
Correct.
He didn't switch over till 43?
43.
I did not know that. I thought the Italians were always in.
That's what I thought. But yeah, apparently they started with the Allies and then in 43 flipped over to the Axis. That's kind of a shock to the system there. Hey, you know we've been fighting with you guys? Yeah, something crazy happened. Now we're going to try to kill you.
That's insanity.
It really is, man. All right, your question. How many pieces does each chess player start with?
22?
16? 16. 16. Right, because it's 8 squares across and you got the first 2, right?
Obviously, I don't play chess that often.
My son started getting into chess, and like I don't mind sitting down and playing with him. He's actually pretty good at it. But it's just such a boring game. You know,
Well,
that's the only
think.
problem. Right, you got to think and do all that, but it's just so quiet because everyone just stares at the chess pieces, stares at everyone else. And I get it. I understand why you're doing it. It's like,
Aren't you decently good at it?
I'm okay. I can hold my own. My brother, I've never beaten my brother in a game of chess. Maybe that's why I started hating it. I've never beaten, not one freaking time, ever. It's like a Rubik's Cube.
I always, for some reason, think of you as one of those people that's like decently good at chess, but just doesn't like to play it.
That's pretty accurate.
All right.
Like, yeah, I can hold my own, but if you say, do you want to play chess? I say, no.
I've been saying for years I'm going to learn. You
haven't learned chess yet?
I know the basics, but I've only played it like 3 or 4 times.
I'm not kidding when I say this. You should play with my son. Yes, he's 11, but he's pretty strategic, which is what the entire game is.
All right.
You know, because he hits me with some surprise moves, but I'm telling you, if you're just starting, that'd probably be a good place to start.
All right.
Because he'll teach you, he'll play, and he'll take your ass to task. You just can't hit him. Damn it, man!
Not yet.
Not yet. When he's 16, you know, all bets are off. Game on.
Happy 18th birthday.
All right, Travis, here's your question.
I didn't forget when you beat me in chess.
From what language did English borrow the word smorgasbord?
Smorgasbord.
Ted nailed it. I mean,
German?
Sweden.
I mean, think about the Swedish smorgasbord.
That's exactly why I can't. That's all I was like, oh, Swedish. That sounds like something he would say.
It absolutely does.
I will say this. Still funny.
What, Swedish Chef?
Yes.
I love him. Then somebody, you know, and I know people love to split hairs on things, you know, like, you know, I mean, you watch Star Wars, when there's an explosion in space, you wouldn't hear it. Fine, shut up. So somebody said the Swedish Chef, apparently, I think it's more of a Finnish accent or something like that, but they're like, well, technically the dialect, based on what he's mumbling, that would lean more to Finland than Sweden. Like, oh my
It's
God.
like those damn pancakes, right? Because there's Swedish pancakes,
Right.
Finnish pancakes, and what's the other country? Because Sweden's hockey jersey still has 3 crowns because they were the ruler of all 3 of them.
All right.
And then Finland and
Dutch?
No, I can't forget who the third country is, but the other 2 got their freedom. So, like, it is kind of splitting hairs. Because it'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like if our country was cut in half and be like, well, they stole that from the West Coast. It's like, wow. Yeah. We were all together at a point, so they're pretty close.
Well, thanks for having our back there, Ted. All right, your question. What is James P. Sullivan's nickname in the movie Monsters, Inc.?
James P. Sullivan.
Same as a very famous jet pilot.
James P. Sullivan. Is he the big monster in Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sully.
There it is.
Sully.
Very good.
Yeah, I had to think for a second. I'm like, which one was he? Yeah, that was John Goodman.
Like
right?
Chuck Yeager.
Oh, Norway. That's the other country.
Norway. Okay.
Game is Big Dummy 206-803 Rock.
Hello, Jerry. Welcome to the men's room.
Greetings, those of you toiling in the...
Hola.
Jerry, you sober or not sober?
Sober.
All right, Jerry, welcome to Big Dummy. All right, Jerry, what are you going to swim with? Shark, alligator, rabbit, beaver, or sewage?
I believe what would suck the least is rabies. The other things are much more deadly, so I'll take my chances with the beaver.
Take the chances with the beaver.
Okay.
By the way, Ted, I got my information exactly backwards on Italy. So they were on the Axis side and then switched after Mussolini was deposed.
All right, that makes a lot more sense.
It does.
And the tide's changing a little bit by 43.
Right. Okay, so they started with the Axis and then came over to the Allies.
Yeah, right, because Mussolini's in charge, but he wasn't the bulk of Italians did not like him.
Correct. You know why? Because he was Mussolini.
Right,
all right.
He's a fascist.
All right, here's your question. What river in New York City do the Holland and Lincoln tunnels pass beneath?
The Chesapeake River.
Chesapeake's a bay, but it's the Hudson River.
The Hudson River.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's your question.
Your enthusiasm is killing me.
I know. Man, I'm feeling pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
How many current NFL teams have never played in a Super Bowl? Ooh.
Current teams, I guess 5.
Close. 4? Come on, Miles. Who are they?
They're the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Correct.
The Cleveland Brownies.
Yes. 2 newer teams.
Houston Texans.
Yes. And one of their division rivals.
One of the other
Tennessee Titans.
Nope.
No, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, really? I was thinking the Brunel years. They might have snuck in one time.
No, they got to the championship game, never actually made it.
They did. Yeah, they were pretty good.
They were pretty good for like 3 years.
And Tennessee almost won one early on, but they lost by a foot.
That's right.
Against the Rams.
Teaming through the ball, and they stopped them at the 1 yard line or whatever.
Yep.
But at least they tried to run it. All right, the question, what was the name given to
I think there was a pass play.
That was a pass
play. It was a pass play.
No, you're right. On the 1 yard line. Oh, yeah. We don't have to take that crap.
Nah. I know, I just got thrown out there.
Settle down over there.
What was the name given to the ancient trade routes that connected the east and west of Eurasia?
Ooh.
Also an online black market.
Correct. Not anymore.
Orient Express.
It says Silk Road.
Silk Road.
Yeah.
There's the Spice Road.
I was thinking the Spice Trail.
It's a spicy.
I mean, the spice trade was a big part of it.
It was huge. All right, multiple choice question for you. 1750, 1800, 1850, or 1900. What year was Broadway established in New York?
It has to be the earliest, 1750.
There you go. Nice job, Jerry. Nice job.
I did not know Broadway had been around that long.
I had no idea.
1750.
It's 1750. That blew my mind.
What a swell.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my springtime.
Well, what's the one in London? Is it Piccadilly Circus? Is that it? No, there's like a whole section, isn't there?
Yeah, because when I stayed
it's
there,
like their Broadway.
I stayed like at a hotel, right? The Strand, something like that. I was literally in that area.
Drury Lane.
Yeah.
Drury Lane was there. Just a quick side note. So London, old city, all the roads kind of wind around, right? It's not like a grid pattern. So the wife's still asleep. I'm like, man, I ought to go for a walk. I've never been to London. And so I get turned around. I'm lost. And there's a solo English guy, older dude, is walking up the street. I'm like, hey, man, where am I at? 'Cause I'm trying to get back to the hotel. And he's like, well, currently you're on Drury Lane. And then being an American citizen, I mean, I blurted this out. And they're like, the mother effing Muffin Man. And I didn't mean to do that. I didn't realize Drury Lane was a real place. So I screamed this at the guy. There's an awkward pause, and he looks at me. He's like, yes, where the Muffin Man lives. Where you need to go is, and he sent me on my way. I'm like, sorry,
Man?
dude,
The Muffin Man.
It blew my mind. Like, get out of here. The mother effing Muffin Man.
Does he know him?
Yeah. Yes, the Muffin Man. Hello, Brittany. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Brittany, are you sober or not sober?
I am sober. I'm working right now.
All right, Brittany.
That's the perfect time to get drunk.
Yeah, why not? They'll never know.
Yeah.
Brittany, what do you do?
I am a sleep equipment specialist, and so I help patients get set up on their CPAP machines.
Oh, get drunk. People love it when their medical technicians are hammered.
No, honestly, I mainly snore when I'm drunk.
Could you sleep with one of those things in all honesty?
I have honestly been using my machine for the last 8 years, and I use it every night, and it's fantastic.
Wow, good for you.
Wow.
Okay. All right, Brittany, what are you swimming with? Shark, alligator, rabbit, beaver, or in sewage?
Definitely give me those sharks.
Shark.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Somebody here, one of the texters says, sharks don't give an S about people. I've dived around them before. It doesn't make me feel any better, but at least he has not been attacked. All right, your question there, Brittany. The first book of the New Testament is the Gospel according to whom?
Luke? I have no idea.
Matthew.
It was Matthew. Well done.
God. Okay.
Thank you for actually naming one of the Gospels.
Jamal.
That's right.
Ted.
It's terrible because my dad's name is Matt, so I failed him on that one.
I mean, did you grow up Catholic?
Absolutely not.
All right, well then I wouldn't feel too bad about missing that. I mean, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's like built into my brain.
Yeah. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
I was always a John guy.
John guy. I like that John.
John 3:16.
And what exactly is John 3:16?
Like, I just could picture the dude in the wig at Sporting Events back in the day.
And I don't know what
Tebow
it is.
with it on his eye black.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that those who believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life.
Thank you, Mike.
That's what it is?
That's what it is.
Why would you hold that up at a football game?
So people know,
Like, I'm just trying to kick a field goal, brother. Why are you dropping the heavy stuff? Like, all right, cool.
God loves us, man.
Well, generally, and granted, I went to a Catholic school, but God only comes up like pregame, halftime. So, like, that guy was like, let's
Or would you
remember
score?
him.
Or would you score a touchdown? Sometimes.
Yeah. I was saying, that's generally when the coach wins.
It is Sunday.
And post-game. Comes up a lot post-game on the winning team.
Yeah.
You'll notice that losing teams rarely mention God, right?
No, remember the one
But
guy?
the winning team will tell you straight up, hey, man, all grace to God, thanks God. You know, the losing team's not like it's God's fault.
Who was
He
the
wanted
guy?
them to
Who
win.
was the guy that dropped the ball in the end zone? And then at the end of the game when he was interviewed, because it was a game-winning catch, and he's like, "Yeah, God, you did me wrong. I'm not going to pray to you anymore."
Oh yeah, who was that?
It was like he was like played for the Patriots or something.
I do remember.
He was just like, "Yeah, God."
Yeah, I didn't drop the ball. God did me wrong. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
God did me wrong.
I mean, it's weird too. Like the national anthem, I think if you're a pro athlete, like, you've gotten so used to hearing it as like the last thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of pumps you up. And like I'm the same way. If I hear the All Father, I'm ready. When it ends, I want to hear like a St. John de Matha. Pray for us. Our Lady of Victory. Pray for us.
All right, Brittany, here is your question. A single piece of coiled DNA is known as what?
A chromosome?
Wow.
Good job, Brittany.
Hey, the big brain on Brittany.
Very good, very good.
She works in the medical field.
That is a good point, Ted.
More Big Dummy coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1 exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
99.9 KISW. We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Live day goes to prom night, Bacholas. We'll see you at Snoqualmie Casino Friday night, November 17th. Doing it live. As live day goes to prom night, the music, the costumes, the host, every sound effect you hear, all the commercials, the voice actors, the Foley artists, a live barbershop quartet, you know those guys, and everything you need, a live band for the prom. Of course, featuring BJ and Miggs in the men's room doing our show back-to-back on a Friday night as live night goes to prom night. Tickets are on sale now at KISW.com, which is nice. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. Yep. Stroll on in there at 6 when the doors open. Show starts at 7 o'clock. We're doing our shows back-to-back and doing it right on Friday night. So hopefully if you never get a chance to join us for a live day, we've opened up the window. Typically it's during the workday week. Yep. Our show starts at 2 o'clock and giving some other people a chance to check it out. So all the details and ticket prices and everything else at KISW.com. You got to be 21 years of age. Go up there, enjoy the afternoon at the casino.
Yeah, make some
hang
money.
out with us.
Or lose some money.
At Snoqualmie Casino. Hopefully you pick up some cash. All right, the game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Zachary. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola. There he is. Zachary, sober or not sober?
Not sober.
All right, Zachary, welcome to Big Dummy. Our men's room poll, Zachary. What are you swimming with? A shark?
Give me that shark.
All right,
I've
shark.
already heard it. Like, dude, they don't bite people that much.
That much.
Hey, look, I'm with you.
That's where I'm hedging my
Dude,
bets.
just the beaver sounds the scariest, man. I don't want rabies. Those needles, ugh.
Somebody here says, I tried to shoo a beaver off the road one time so it didn't get hit by a car. That thing got super pissed. Started hissing at me and started slapping that big-ass tail on the road. I got back in my car and drove off. Said, hell no. All right, here's your question. What kind of common household pet is a lurcher?
Bless you.
A lurcher.
A lurcher?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a type?
It is a type, yes.
All right.
Kind of rodent, like a gerbil or something? I have no idea.
Cat?
Dog.
Dog.
It is a crossbreed of a greyhound and a hunting dog or terrier.
Never heard of it.
Whoa.
I never heard of it either. That's why I looked it up and found out that it is a crossbreed of a greyhound and a hunting dog. All right, your question. What is the profession of Annie Leibovitz?
Writer?
Politician?
Photographer.
Oh, photographer.
Oh, never heard of him.
Really? She was.
No.
She does like a lot of. Apparently, if she does your photo shoot or takes your picture, it's a very big deal. She was like the top photographer at Rolling Stone for about a decade or something like that. And she only takes pictures of famous people. Like, she does not do landscapes. She's a huge deal.
Oh, yeah. I've seen her before.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, when you first asked, I thought this was like a lady superhero.
Oh, who did she turn into?
Yeah.
Right. All right, your question. What position did Hall of Famer Dick Butkus play for the Chicago Bears?
He was a tackle, right?
Linebacker.
All right, he's a middle linebacker.
Oh.
Still the greatest name in football.
And that's a football player.
Back in that time, especially, man.
Right. He didn't have, you know what I mean? Like, he was slow, but in between those lines, he was fast.
That's exactly it. All right, your question. What state's postal abbreviation is MO?
Montana?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Oh.
Montana's MT.
Yes.
Question number 5, Zachary.
Question number 5. What is the capital of Missouri? Moving on up.
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
I've never been to Missouri. I'm guessing the wind. Missouri Junior.
Missouri Junior.
Jefferson City.
Yep.
All right, yeah, I'm not doing too good.
That's all right, man.
We know.
We're keeping count.
We're keeping a tally, bro.
Question 6. Yeah, you're deeper than anyone else today, Zachary.
All right, Zachary, question number 6 for you. In what country would you find the Blarney Stone?
Ireland?
There you go. Nice job. Nice
You
job.
think there's anyone out there named Barney Stone?
Yes.
Probably
There's
yeah.
gotta
be, right?
Of course. Sounds like a detective. Barney Miller, Barney Stone.
Barney Stone.
They're just also two very common names. You meet a lot of people not a ton, but the people that have the last name Stone.
You think there's been
Sure.
a Barney in the last decade? I mean, since Barney, as we know him to be the dinosaur, seems like that name is...
You're right. The last 3 Barneys I met were dogs.
Right. There was Barney from, was it How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Okay, there's that Barney. There's the purple dinosaur. By the way, I just found out, I can't remember who the celebrity is. Some chick, she's an actress or singer now, but I guess she got her start on Barney, right? She's one of the kids in the background. And she said, my first crush was the guy inside of the Barney outfit. And I'm like, what? So I Googled the dude. Okay, it's like Chris something. She said, look. She said he was real nice. He had a good-looking face, and he was built like a brick S-house because that Barney costume weighed up to 100 pounds, right? So I Googled the guy, and I'm like, that's pretty chiseled. You just would not think that when you think Barney.
Bailey, person or dog?
Bailey? Oh, it's a dog.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. We have a listener named Bailey that's a woman.
Is she also a dog, though?
I didn't know.
No, so she's a human.
Had a Bailey, yes.
Yeah, Thrill, you're right. It's not what I thought Barney would look like on the inside.
That's what I'm saying. That's not at all.
Chiseled Barney.
It's a chiseled dude, man.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you know what? In this case, the looks only matter what's on the inside.
Yeah, that's what cross.
I was like, that's a good looking brother.
Hello, Ian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Ian, are you on Team Sober or Team Not Sober?
I am Team Sober, and also on the Barney train, there's Barney Rubble from the Flintstones.
All right, Barney Rubble. Barney
you got to go back to prehistoric times for that Barney.
Yeah.
There's dinosaurs that were crying out loud.
Have you ever met a Barney in your life? I never have.
Never. All right, Ian.
Back to Pebbles.
Well, I'm almost positive we have a listener named Barney.
We might.
And I think he used to come to events.
Really?
Yeah.
I just want to meet Barney.
All right, Ian, what are you swimming with? Shark, alligator, a rabid beaver, or in sewage?
I think I got to go the shark because...
There's one. Dead.
Yeah. That's 2. There's been a couple.
All right. By the way, Selena Gomez was the child actor on Barney.
All right.
Who had
yeah.
the crush on whatever his name is. All right, here's your question. Who was Frodo's loyal companion in the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Yeah.
Chuck.
That was Samwise Gamgee.
One and done.
Oh, wait,
Nice
you're one and
job.
done.
Bonus.
That means you get the bonus question, true or false. C. Ted Smith been working on this all week. Today, true or false, we're talking about the Toy Story characters. Oh, the characters from Toy Story. Your question, true or false? Woody was only called by that name because he had a constant erection.
100% true.
Yes. Now, one the funny thing, he had priapism. You know, it really made filming that movie difficult. That's all I do. We can see the outline, you know, all that kind of thing. So
they had to digitally take it out of the movie.
Yeah, that's because they talk about all the CGI in the movie. Most of it to remove his erection.
Weren't there a bunch of things in that movie that they kind of snuck in?
No, I don't think any of them were dirty, but I want to say Pixar's kind of known to
that's their
drop little things in the background everywhere. Hello, Craig. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Craig, are you sober or not sober?
Sober, sir.
Craig, welcome to Big Dummy. Our men's room poll. What are you doing? Are you swimming with a shark, an alligator, a rabid beaver, or in sewage?
I'll take shark.
Shark.
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody's going shark.
Shout out to my boy Chris.
What's up, Chris?
By the way, somebody here says one of my close friends is named Barney.
All right.
How old is your friend Barney?
65.
I'm going to say the last Barney, probably 15 years ago. All right, here is your question. What is the capital of Sweden?
Sweden. Stockholm.
One and done again.
Oh, true or false question. Toy Story characters. True or false? Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2 was known simply as Pete until he started wearing patchouli.
True.
Yeah. Man, I nailed him. He was just Pete.
Game is Big Dummy 206-803 round.
That was Kelsey Grammer.
What's that?
That was Kelsey Grammer.
Was he Stinky Pete?
Yes, he was.
Huh.
Yeah, the prospector.
Usually, when I hear Kelsey Grammer's voice, I know it's Kelsey Grammer. And who's the other guy who's in every Pixar movie?
Ratzenberger.
I'm going to say Cliff. That was his name on Cheers. What the hell is it? John Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
John Ratzenberger. Hello, Morgan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan, sober or not sober?
I'm sober.
All right, Morgan, welcome to Big Dummy. Here, men's room poll. Who you swimming with? Shark, alligator, rabbit, beaver, or in sewage?
Beaver.
Beaver. All right, going for it.
Somebody here says, it's the Blarney Stone, you morons, not the Barney Stone. We know that. What we asked after talking about the Blarney Stone is, do you think there is someone out there named Barney Stone?
Yeah, you said Blarney.
Yes, because that's what it
I know,
is.
somebody
And
sent
then
me
we just said, hey, no, we get it. But now we're saying, do you think anyone has the name Barney Stone? That's all. That's all.
Also, don't kiss it.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Don't they, like, rub their stuff on there, pee on it, all that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's just a joke for foreigners that show up there.
Oh, yeah, kiss the Blarney Stone.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of kiss the subway floor. It's basically what you're doing.
Well, yeah, anything if it's for good luck.
Right. All right, here's your question. What is the official title of the chief electrician on a movie set?
Oh, head carpenter.
Head grip?
Nope. It's the other one that nobody knows what the hell it is. The gaffer.
Gaffer.
Ah, like the boss.
There it is.
There you go.
That's an English term, Mike. Thought you knew them all now.
As of 2021, what actress have been nominated for the most Oscars?
What actor or actor? Like, how many?
Actress.
What actress? Okay.
Yeah. Has been nominated for the most Oscars.
Sofia Vergara.
Sofia Vergara.
Meryl Streep.
Yep, Meryl Streep. She's been nominated 21 times.
That is insane.
But she's only won 3, so technically she only wins 14.2% of the time. I'm not saying she's a loser. But I'm saying, like, if that's your batting average, they might, sit you down.
Yeah.
All right, your question. What number is at the 6 o'clock position on a dartboard?
What?
What's that?
20?
19?
20's at 12 o'clock. 3 is at 6 o'clock.
Oh. Suck at darts.
I hit 3 a lot when I'm aiming for 20.
I probably hit 3 a ton.
Oh, me and 3, we're buddies on the dartboard. All right, your question. What do you call someone from Utah?
A Ute?
A Utahian? A Uton. Utahan or Utahn. A Utah.
Sounds like a truck brand.
It does. The new Uton from Ford.
The Utes are actually the Native American tribe that was there.
Yeah.
And then, the football team or the college used it. But I saw a game there years ago, and they had a whole celebration at halftime. They came out, and I was like, never knew that's what it was.
Question 5, Morgan.
All right, question number 5. Frank Sinatra died on the exact same night as the series finale of what popular TV show?
Seinfeld.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
We were supposed to. We interviewed Frank Jr.
We did
back
interview
in Baltimore.
Frank Jr.
Wasn't he a little bit salty?
It was insane.
Yeah, something was going on with it.
What was his deal? I know that we talked to him, but I really don't remember the interview itself.
I can't remember if he was, I just remember it being weird, and it seemed like he didn't want to talk about anything, right? Because then you ask him about getting kidnapped or something.
Yeah.
And maybe that's when it went weird. I just remember we were like, all right, well, that sucked.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you don't want to talk, an interview is the worst thing you could possibly do, but also, if you're Frank Sinatra Jr. and you've been kidnapped, I understand maybe it's not a pleasant memory, but you have to think it's going to come up. I remember we tried to interview Tracy Lords years ago, all right, and she just put out a book talking about her time in the porn industry, because that's how she was known. So we bring this up to her, and she said, look, it is early in the interview. I don't want to talk about my past, blah, 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 blah. And we said, that's great. What do you want to talk about then? The only thing anyone knows you from is doing porn, and then you're promoting a book where you talk about the thing that you said you don't want to talk about. We're on the laws. The floor is yours. Right. And it was awkward, and then we just let her go. Like, what do you mean you don't want to talk about that? That's the only thing anyone freaking knows you from, man.
Right, like with Frank Jr., it's like...
He was doing a gig, too. Like, if you're promoting a book, if you're promoting a show...
But you're Frank Sinatra's son. People are going to ask.
Of course they're going to ask.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you realize, like, some athletes or whatever, you're like, oh, crap. Like, his dad was an athlete or whatever. But, like, you're Frank Sinatra's son. Like,
you're going and doing your dad's songs. And not
that was his whole thing, right? The show he was promoting was just him singing his dad's songs.
It's one thing if Nancy Sinatra goes out and does a show because she has her own material.
Right.
He's just doing his dad's stuff. The best he can.
Maybe you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. More of Big Dummy coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Game is Big Dummy. 206-803-ROCK. Steve, who is our next contestant ready to play the big game?
Hello, Devin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Devin, sober or not sober?
It's actually Kevin. And I'm working on it right now, laying out my new pool. Been working on the new house all day, getting ready for the housewarming party tomorrow.
Nice. How many more days of pool life do you think you have before it comes to an end?
Let me correct that last statement. Housewarming party on Saturday. Days of pool life, I'm not sure, but the water's temped out right now, so it feels pretty nice.
Okay. What are you swimming with in your new pool, Kevin? Shark, alligator, rabbit, beaver, or in sewage?
Give me that beaver!
Okay. All right, Kevin, here is your question. Nuuk is the capital of what North Atlantic Danish territory? Nuuk. N-U-U-K.
That North Atlantic, is that Norway?
Greenland? All right, Kevin, your question. In what ocean would you find Madagascar?
The Indian?
Nice job. Nice job. 2 and done. Very good. Big W is the game. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tina. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Tina.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hola. Tina, sober or not sober?
Sober.
Tina's always
happy about it.
Tina's always the life of the party. I can't believe you're doing that. All right, Tina, what are you swimming with? A shark, an alligator, a rabid beaver, or in sewage?
Well, the shark, because if it leaves me alone, I'll leave it alone.
I would leave all these things alone.
Yes, I would gladly leave the rabid beaver alone. And a shark and an alligator. All of them.
You don't want to go mess with it?
Nah, hey, dude, that's a rabid beaver. Go kick it. All right, Tina, here is your question. Who was the first musical act to also host Saturday Night Live? Was it Dolly Parton, Paul Simon, Sting, or Chris Christopherson?
Shot in the dark, Paul Simon.
Got it. One and done. One and done for Tina. Nice
All
job.
right, Tina, you got your true or false question here regarding Toy Story characters. Your question. Lotsa Huggin' Bear from Toy Story 3 got his big break in Hollywood after starring as one of the clean-ass-obsessed Charmin Bears.
Well, if Ted came up with it, it must be true.
Tina!
All right, Tina.
I'm fired. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. Michael, are you sober or not sober?
A little stoned.
All right. Good for you, Michael.
Just a little. Just a little.
Okay, this should be an easy question then. What do you want to swim with? A shark, an alligator, a rabid beaver, or in sewage?
I would actually take the alligator because I'm...
Hold on.
Once again, bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
No, I'm sorry.
It's all right, man. It's all right. Let's just not do it again. All right, Michael. Here is your question. What baseball team used the swinging friar as the team's emblem until 1984?
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Swinging Friar.
Correct.
I can't remember what Philadelphia's name is.
Phillies. The Phillies.
We'll go with them.
Padres. Yep. San Diego Padres.
Oh.
Right. Makes sense once you hear it. All right, your question. How many electors make up the Electoral College in the United States?
$110?
502.
Well, I double that number.
538.
538.
538. All right, your question. Where was King Arthur's court?
England?
A little more specific, but yeah.
Britain.
A little more specific.
Damn. I'm not over on that side of the pond. I don't know that area.
We aren't either.
Let's maybe name a city in Britain.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not wrong. It was certainly in Britain and therefore England, but the place specifically was Camelot.
Camelot.
So you park your camel.
I've only ever heard the word Camelot in the rap music.
I'm going to ask what rap song you're referencing that talks about Camelot a lot?
I think it's something by NLE Choppa, honestly. I can't remember. It's like some new age stuff my friends would listen to.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
When
it
you
brings
name
up
the rapper.
Camelot. Yeah. All right.
I remember it as the strip club in D.C.
Yes, I actually remember that place as well.
Yeah.
Also where King Arthur's court was.
Yeah.
According to Greek mythology, the river Styx led to what location?
The river snakes?
The river Styx, like
As
the
in
band.
STYX.
Yes.
It led to the pyramids.
That would be the Nile, but no, it's leads to hell.
The underworld. The underworld, yes. Apparently there are 5 rivers.
I see you
in
in
the
hell, my
underworld.
friend.
Yeah, he's right. The name of that song is just Camelot.
It is called Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there you go. A win. A win for Michael.
Question 5.
All right. Question number 5 for you. Armadillo, bat, Tasmanian devil, or wombat? Which animal always gives birth to same-sex twins? Armadillo, bat, Tasmanian devil, or wombat?
Armadillo.
Got it.
Yes, indeed. Armadillo.
Got it.
Always same-sex twins.
Yeah. Always have twins. They're always the same sex. Do not know why.
So does that mean armadillos always hook up like in pairs?
What do you mean?
Well,
Well,
if I
is that
have
like a
twin-
foursome?
Like
I'm
2 and
just-
2?
Well, if I had a twin, and then any girl option were also twins, I just feel like me and my brother would date the same girls.
So you're saying there's maybe a lot of threesomes in the
No.
armadillo world?
No, not at all. I'm just saying, I would imagine, right? Like if let's say you and your brother are exact twins.
All right.
But every girl you meet is also an exact twin. It makes sense that you would both
right. Okay.
date them.
I got you.
At least you could do a stand-in if somebody's busy.
I thought you meant a threesome.
No.
I'll think you're both attractive.
I think you're just cut. I'm just like, I don't know.
Hello, Julie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola.
Hola.
Julie, sober or not sober?
I'm not.
Julie, welcome to Big Dummy.
Just a Julie or Bud Light Julie?
much.
This is a Julie.
Oh, all right.
Julia, who are you swimming with? Shark, alligator, rabbit, beaver, or in sewage?
I'm going with the shark because I saw one time if you poke it in the eye, it'll take off.
Okay.
Well, I think that's true of most animals. If you poke it in the eye, yes, it'll kind of go away.
I hope so.
Depends what eye you're talking about. All right, here's your question. I'm coming back for more, buddy. What Japanese island? Hang on, Julie. Even when you whisper.
Cars, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
All right, Julie, welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you can think it.
I don't know the answer. I have no clue.
It is Honshu. Honshu. Apparently, there's 4 main islands for Japan, and Honshu is where Tokyo is.
Okay.
All right.
Julie, your question: who appeared alongside Jim Carrey in the movie Dumb and Dumber?
Oh, what is his name?
That is exactly what I'm asking you.
I can't think of it.
Are they over in Madison County?
Oh, my gosh.
I almost didn't even want to tell you, because it's one of those things you're going to hear it, you're going to get mad at yourself, going, how did I not remember his name?
That's exactly it. I have no clue.
Jeff Bridges?
Nope.
It's not Jeff Bridges.
Nope.
Damn it.
You got the right first name.
Jeff.
Fake whiskey.
Jeff Daniels?
Jeff Daniels, yes.
Oh,
Give me a whole bottle of Jeff Daniels.
I think you get cut.
What is this, Jeff Daniels?
Right.
Well, also,
drinking?
if you ordered it, like if it's the end of the night, you're like, I'll take a shot of Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, they're like,
no.
Yeah, we got to cut you off.
That is the well.
Right, that is definitely the well. We don't exactly have Jack Daniels. We have Jeff Daniels.
You ever heard of him?
Have you heard of Jeff Daniels?
Smooth.
Every bottle comes with a free pack of cigs.
Right. That'd be awesome. Unfiltered.
Right?
Pre-smoked and unfiltered. Yeah. Jeff Daniels whiskey.
A condom that doesn't work.
Right. There's already holes poked in it.
Right? Jeff Daniels whiskey.
You look like you're being safe, but really, you're not. You're about to be a daddy. Jeff Daniels whiskey.
And every year they give away a trailer.
All right, Julie, here's your question. What language do the majority of musical terms stem from?
You know, you guys have had a really hard show today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Musical terms of musicals. I don't know.
Hey, it's Italian.
Watching Ted do charades is one of my favorite things on Big Dummy.
I'm shocked you didn't call me out on the Winnie the Pooh one.
That one I should have. So we had a question for Winnie the Pooh's to answer, and everyone's searching the brain, and Ted basically lifts his shirt up over his belly, and I'm like, yes, it is Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Pooh always had that weird little half shirt on.
Yeah. He did, man.
It's called a crop top, Ted.
On women.
Right.
And bears.
That's not a crop top on a bear.
Sure it is. I think it's a crop top. I think he's right, because it's not even, it doesn't even come down to his waist.
Half shirt for a guy.
You know? Yeah.
Winnie's the name of a female.
I mean, like, see, athletes do it.
I look, Winnie the Pooh. No one's talked about the sex of Winnie the Pooh. Winnie is typically a woman's name.
You think Winnie the Pooh's a girl?
I think Winnie the Pooh's a woman.
He's called a Pooh.
She.
They're called a Pooh.
It's Winnie. It's saying to marry the dude.
I don't know. Is Winnie the Pooh a girl?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
Winnie the Pooh's a man. I think Piglet's a chick.
No.
You think Piglet's a chick?
Well,
I always thought Piglet was a dude.
Piglet is a female.
Piglet's a boy.
Now, Piglet.
Yeah, I think Piglet's a dude.
I'm telling you,
but that's his name.
Okay, did you guys watch Wonder Years? What was her name?
Winnie
She was
Cooper.
Winnie.
Winnie.
Yeah.
Right. You tell me the dude named Winnie.
I know a dude named Winnie.
Do you?
Yeah, it's one of my son's best friends. His name is Winston, but he goes by Winnie.
Okay, well, that's a nickname.
Yeah. But I don't know if he's like Winston the Pooh, and they're like, nah, dude, just call me Winnie. Or maybe Winnie the Pooh's a girl.
Winnie the Pooh, no penis.
And what exactly is the Pooh?
Right?
Why would you?
That's what I'm saying. We're discussing the gender of Winnie the Pooh over here, but what is the Pooh?
What is the Pooh? Like Mr. Hanky's name should be the Pooh. I just
Pooh.
The Pooh. P-O-O-H, I believe. All right.
P-O-H.
Your question.
Okay.
The 12 days of Christmas, in the 12 days of Christmas, what did my true love send to me on the third day?
A partridge in a pear tree.
That would be day one. No. Your true love will send you 3 French hens, because who doesn't want that for
2
Christmas?
turtle doves. Question 5, Julie.
Question number 5. The tarsus and the metatarsus are parts of which body part?
Is it your arm?
If you're weird. The tarsus and the metatarsus are part of your feet. Mike, how did Meta give away that it was foot?
Because my
I told
wife.
you guys have hard questions today.
Yeah.
Because my wife broke her 5th metatarsal.
Boom.
Okay.
Recently?
No, this
Okay.
was, 4 years ago.
So she was dancing on the ceiling at that concert.
Yeah.
All right, your question. The protagonist in Grand Theft Auto Vice City was voiced by what actor? What late actor?
Can you repeat?
I sure can, Julie, since you asked nicely. The protagonist
Thank you.
in Grand Theft Auto Vice City was voiced by what late actor? I want to say died last year, I believe. He tried to convince us to quit smoking.
I've never watched that movie.
It's actually a video game.
Okay, I've never played the video game.
I believe
Don't
that.
they have movies too?
What's that? They may have. I honestly don't.
He was the main character in Goodfellas, Julie.
Yeah, he's.
He ate his own brain in one of the Hannibal Lecter movies.
He's in Cocaine Bear.
He is a cocaine bear.
Oh, I just watched that.
And Wild
Kind of
Hogs.
Part of it. I can't stand the movie.
Wild Hogs.
Shoot.
I mean,
I don't know.
He led the Delphi.
There's only one person that was in both the Mafia movie
And
Goodfellas,
Cocaine Bear.
and Cocaine Bear. His name was Ray Liotta.
Oh,
Ray Liotta.
Ray
Liotta,
Liotta.
whichever. I don't know.
oh, he did die.
Yeah, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah.
You should
I am
have
so
said
happy
he was in that.
to be done
Okay, go
smoking.
ahead.
Just should have kept smoking.
All right, your question. What car company makes the Econoline van?
Dodge.
Ford.
Question 7.
By the way, people here chiming in about is Winnie the Pooh male or female? It seems like Winnie the Pooh is in fact a girl.
I knew it.
A girl?
Yes.
That's what they're saying. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I do
Winnie the
realize-
Pooh's boy.
Winnie the Pooh got the name because A.A. Milling, I guess the Arthur went to a zoo, saw a black bear called Winnie, and the Pooh part comes from a swan called Pooh that he met on a holiday.
Okay. Man, oh man.
Glad he wasn't eating mushrooms.
Yeah, he wasn't high or anything. All right, your question. The Bay of Pigs is located off the coast of what country?
Germany.
Cuba. Cuba.
Question 8.
Question number 8 for Julie. All right. Each of the Gorillaz' first 2 albums had a song in honor of what actor? Was it Steve McQueen, Marlon Brando, Clint Eastwood, or John Wayne? Hello, Julie.
Uh-oh.
Julie?
Uh-oh, phone's
Hello?
fading.
We're
Oh,
here.
no. I'm here. Okay. Can you repeat that one more time?
Oh, boy.
Oh, we're losing her.
All right, each of the Gorillaz' first 2 albums had a song named in honor of what actor? Steve McQueen, Marlon Brando, Clint Eastwood, or John Wayne? I don't think it's going to work, Julie.
Oh, no.
Any guesses?
Go back to wherever you were standing before.
I think she said Clint Eastwood.
Did she say Clint Eastwood?
What did you say?
She's saying Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
All right, we finally put it
Man,
together.
oh, man.
Jeez, a whiz. That was weird. Oh, and then she's finally gone right there. What do you think, Mike? One more. One more. Come on.
Let's go.
Hello, Andy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. He's been on the
Andy.
longest.
Andy, are you sober or not sober?
I am no longer sober.
Nice.
No longer.
All right, Andy. What are you swimming with? A shark, an alligator, a rabid beaver, or in sewage?
The poo on you, so I'm going sewage.
Okay,
Going sewage.
Swimming with Winnie.
All right, Andy, here is your question. Jurassic, Triassic, or Cretaceous? What period did the T-Rex live during?
Cretaceous.
One
and done. Nice job, Andy.
Hang on, we got a true or false question for you regarding the Toy Story characters. True or false? Sadly, Slinky Dog had to be put down for rabies.
That's totally true.
No, actually, that's not true. He did not make it. No, he was actually, his demise, he was caught in an industrial vacuum in the prop storage space.
All right, real quick. So, Winnie the Pooh, the character, is supposed to be a boy.
Okay.
Now, it was based off a female black bear that he saw in the London Zoo, but the black bear was a female bear named Winnie from Canada.
Just like I thought.
I'm on Snopes. It says the famous.
That was on Coke.
The famous children's character Winnie the Pooh is a female bear. It says mostly false.
Mostly
Foods
false.
that Americans eat, the foreigners find disgusting. Coming up with the head chef and Ted's Meat and Potatoes. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Got a few foods there that Americans eat that foreigners find disgusting. Coming up with the head chef and Ted's Meat and Potatoes. First time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Jump right in the birthday shout-outs, guys. Phyllis, I want to wish my son a very happy 5th birthday. So proud of the little man that he has become. Can we get a little kid face sandwich? And the captain talking about turning 5 and throwing gutter balls at the bowling party this weekend. Thanks, gentlemen. Lots of love from Mommy, Daddy, and Big Sis Emma.
Fish challenge!
Ooh, well, ahoy there and happy 5th birthday. I gotta be honest with you, your Capitan was not much of a bowler myself, but oddly enough, my nickname was Gutterballs. Grudge Bears.
All the guys say my sweet child of mine, Emily's, a.k.a. Long-Legged Freak's 10th birthday. Enjoyed listening to your show since she was born, and still listen to the show even after moving to Goodyear, Arizona. Goodyear. Can she get a fart, a little kid face sandwich, and Coach Ted explaining 4th grade math? Keep on doing God's work and rock on, bitches. That's from her parents. P.S. Go Hawks.
Coach has got to fight the urge just to say no. 4th grade math can be tough. But also, I did a little research. You're going to be messing with some fractions. I imagine your times table, multiplication, that'll be involved. Math's going to be a little bit tougher this year, all right? 4th grade. This ain't 3rd grade. You're getting there. Middle school, almost the big leagues. Other than that, I would tell you just keep practicing on the do you still do the multiplication table?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. That's the main thing I remember from like 4th grade. Just sitting at home, working on that thing.
Over and over.
All the time. Mike, 8 times 9.
8 times 9 is
72.
There you go. See, kid, that could be you one day.
Hola, amigos. Today's my youngest son, Matthew, pronounced Matt V's 15th birthday. He is a sophomore at Woodinville High School. Go Falcons. Matthew, Mom, and Dad love you. Matthew is a good kid who was about to start taking driving school and also looking for his first real job. So could he have a suck it up cupcake? Hey, you like that? And Ted and Thrill telling him in the Russian accent what to do in driving school and how to find a job. Thanks from the Russian-speaking Ukrainian Misha.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
You like that? You like that? Yes, it's simple. Put key in ignition. Check mirrors. Make sure you're buckled in. Drive like Speed Demon. As for work, you come work for me. Don't ask questions. We pay in cash.
Yeah. Trying to do Russian. Well, let's throw in Russian. Yeah, the mother of Russia, car drives you. But you learn to drive car. And he's right. You need job, you come see us. Maybe you clear beer lines.
We don't like using word the.
Did you have to use a Yakov Smirnoff quote to get into character?
Is that? I don't even know where that's from. That's just like a common joke. Mother Rush, you know what I mean? Vodka drink you.
All the fellas, Otis wants the men's room to wish Travis, a.k.a. Iceman, a.k.a. brother, from another mother, a happy 36th birthday. He would like some dirty German talk about what it's like to be a dirty male nurse. Yeah, lots of love. That from Broski.
Yeah, the only reason I got into the medical profession is because I am dirty and want to be a nurse.
Yeah, so one problem with being the dirty male nurse is sometimes you meet that girl that knows you're a nurse and she wants to do bedpan stuff.
Yeah.
Good morning, Majolas.
Hey, Germans know, Mike.
Want to wish my sister-in-law Tracy a very happy birthday today, the last in her 40s. Have Coach Ted give her a pep talk about being a football mom, maybe throw in a Leroy Jenkins, and some turtle sex. Thanks, guys. That from Alonzo in Des Moines.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
All right, football moms. Now, the game's changed a lot with 7-on-7, but one nice thing about being a football mom is you have one game on the weekend. You got those crazy baseball traveling teen moms. They're all over the place. Not their fault. Kids play a lot of games, and they play like 2 or 3 in a day. Now, I will say this. I don't respect any parent who's just there to watch their kid play. You need to be a good football mom. We're talking Traveler Cup, mimosa, ice. Support the team.
Guys, please wish my best nephew a very happy 43rd birthday. Love for who you are and all you do. Hope you're not working today. Lots of love from Aunt D, who wants a bong hit, a time to take off the leash, and then another bong hit. Thanks. By the way, guys, I've sent this message always. Hope that you guys finally got it. Damn. From Deandra, who doesn't mention the name of her nephew, who's having a 43rd birthday.
And it's her favorite nephew.
Damn.
Damn.
She ended it with a damn.
It's time to take off the leash.
I do feel like Ray would take a bong hit, say those words, and then do another bong hit.
And Roman gladiators here or something.
But he'd be like Mike Tyson. Like, Mike Tyson smokes a lot of weed now.
Right.
But he still says some scary S. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, right, if Ray Lewis, like, I don't know where this blunt's going to take us.
I'm getting really high.
Yes. And finally, for the birthday shout-outs, Ola, Miles, Thrill, Ted, and Mike. Today, my high school sweetheart and beautiful wife of 26 years, Linda, pronounced Linda, turns 56 today. Awesome person, unbelievable mother to our 16-year-old triplets.
Oh.
And I consider myself lucky I found her. She would like some Thrill Shotgun Gets and some David Lee Roth sounds in between. Maybe to deter the 16-year-old boys from approaching our daughters. Thanks, fellas. We love you, man. From the official, unofficial bourbon supplier to the men's room, Robert from Furcrest, who says, P.S. Linda's Barbecue is this Saturday, and it will be a men's room culinary celebration.
All right.
Brisket spritzed with men's room ale. Texas Ranch-style beans made with men's room ale. And, of course, Uli's men's room original sausage, grilled to perfection, all while drinking men's room ale.
Nice.
Photos to come later, guys. Thanks. That from Robert.
Get.
Oh, yes.
Get. Get.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat. And potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the men's room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef in the house.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. You guys have done some traveling, and you know what? You don't have to leave the country. There's different cuisines all over this country.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any foods that you just find gross from, say, like a foreign cuisine?
I'm going to give liver and onions to the Brits.
Right,
Don't know if they come up with
but
it.
you don't eat liver and onions as American.
No.
I'm saying, like, is there something like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean,
a handful of folks like it, but I just can't get behind unagi. I've tried the eel. I can't make it happen.
Really?
all right, there you go.
I
Right,
do like the
Miles,
unagi.
you don't like the sea urchin?
No. Can't stand it.
You know what, to be honest with you, and Mexican food is one of my favorites. I do not like mole sauce.
Agreed.
It depends, man, because sometimes it's more on the bitter side, which I appreciate. Other times they've sweetened it a little bit, so I'm like, this is just like chocolate-covered chicken or something.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of.
But this is a list of 15 foods Americans eat that foreigners find disgusting. Now, number one on the list, or the first one on the list, I should say, I don't count this as an American food because, frankly, I think France eats more of them than we do. But they say raw oysters. And like,
and look, we do eat a lot of them here, which is why we eat them at all, I think. But I can see if you're from somewhere else and you have not eaten a raw oyster, right? And someone cracks this thing open, it does not look good. Like, I like them, but if you're not familiar with it and someone says, yeah, this is raw, they call them, sea boogers down in New Orleans. You look at this thing, it just looks like a pile of gray phlegm, you know?
Correct. And like, look, I like raw oysters, but there's a lot of different way to cook an oyster.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer them cooked.
Broiled.
And the funny thing is, you think about raw, you very seldom chew it. So you're telling someone like, hey, man, here's a raw oyster. Traditionally, you just let it slide down your throat. They're probably like, what is the point?
Right. So I give it a little chew just because I choke on them.
Yeah.
But you're right. Most people just slurp them down.
Slurp them down. It is kind of stupid thinking about it. Like, yeah, I ate raw oyster. The taste is the aftertaste.
Why don't you just take a shot of seawater?
Yeah, you're right.
You're not wrong.
Protein.
Now, this one's definitely American. Tater tots. The deep fried potato pieces are a popular side dish here in the United States, but some international visitors, because of how they're processed, mashed potatoes formed into small shapes and then being deep fried, they're greasy. And yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody thinks a tater tot is healthy, but they're certainly looked down upon. And remember, the tater tot, I think it's kind of funny. Ore-Ida came up with them because their machines, there was just little pieces that flew off, so they came up with the tater tot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think your idea about making them for breakfast is great, like a hash browns.
Yes.
Yeah, I stole that from Taryn. It was awesome. Mike and his wife, we did it before a Seahawks game. I was like, I'll whip up some breakfast.
So they do
if
Ore-Ida sold the potato hash brown discs, it's essentially the same thing.
Oh yeah,
I believe they do.
Do they?
They might now. I know Kroger brand, and there's a lot of other tater tots. I think Ore-Ida just gets credit for literally
they're the potato people.
I might be wrong, but I could have sworn it was them.
Yeah, they're called Crowns, Miles.
Okay. Yep.
I'll tell you what. A lot of companies, there's competition, and there's other potato products out there, but man, they have a stranglehold.
Oh, they do.
And that freezer section is unreal. They got everything. Every kind of French fried potato product you want, they got it. All right, next on the list, jellied cranberry sauce. Now, we know it for Thanksgiving dinner. They say this jiggly dish. Oh,
jiggly dish. That's a great way to describe someone.
It is. I mean, I describe a girl as
she's a jiggly dish. Or a guy. That's a jiggly dish I want to eat. I prefer that over the cranberries traditionally. I know some people make their own, and it's not bad, but I mean, I never really buy my own cranberry sauce and or make it.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be the cranberry sauce that contains cranberries or it's just the Jell-O mold. I prefer just slicing a can open.
Right. And this is just, I just think we're one of the only countries that has the cranberry sauce like that, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anywhere else, they're like, well, if you'd make it out of cranberries. Like, not us.
We got the bogs.
We got what we want, baby.
Right, and they're just saying, look, it's gelatin, sweet tart flavor, and a lot of people just find it too sweet. But as we know, as the home of milk chocolate, there is nothing you can make too sweet in America.
No.
This one's going to hurt a lot of people. Everybody's favorite kind of salad, if we're being honest. Mayonnaise-based salads.
Oh, really? So potato salad, egg
tuna salad, yeah.
Macaroni salad.
Right, potato, macaroni, right. Like, you got to have, you don't have to, but generally. Right, I mean, if I went to a cookout or a barbecue and they didn't have potato salad or macaroni, like, I would be like, what's going on?
Right, that makes sense.
We got chips and beans.
Yeah.
But you still miss those
for a
salads.
reason.
What's that?
Stereotypes exist for a reason.
Correct. I mean, look, I do it by myself. You could buy like those small little containers of potato salad. So if it's a Sunday and I'm going to grill burgers, if I'm cooking something on the grill, like a burger or a hot dog, we got to get
That's
some
why I like
potato
Marco Polo. When you go down there for fried chicken or a hamburger, man, you can get potato salad, macaroni salad on the side instead of French fries or onion rings.
Oh, yeah.
I get it every time.
Mayonnaise-based products throws off a lot of people. Again, staple at our barbecues. I would also say sneaky good one. If you really like macaroni salad, go to a Hawaiian joint. They always have really good mac salad. Yeah. Look, this one, no American, unless you're from the South and you're very specific, pickled pig's feet.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
That's not an American staple.
thing, but definitely not a staple.
And again, I don't know much out of the South if you even see that much.
The occasional jar in a bar in Baltimore. But I never saw anyone purchase
It's like
one.
a chicken feet sandwich.
It was next to the pickled eggs. There's pickled pig's feet. And for years, go to the same bar, never saw anyone buy one of those.
A lot of Americans probably agree with this one. Again, these are lists of American foods foreigners don't like that think they're gross. Lima beans.
Yeah, they're right.
I've turned the corner.
Yeah, I like them. They're dominant in Southern cooking, but their texture and flavor can be too strange for some non-locals. Lima beans have a starchy texture and slightly sweet flavor that can be brazen for people used to less intense flavors. Talking to you, England. Sweet treats made with marshmallow fluff. Oh, you know what? You're right. We love it. You can use it in a Rice Krispie treat, whoopie pies.
Whoopie pies.
But if you're not from, whoopie pies are great. Mm-hmm. But if you're not from here, again, people are just like, what is that? A lot of the stuff on this list you're gonna see is just how sweet things are. This next on the list, Kool-Aid.
Oh, come on, man.
I know, super common in American households. Again, served at parties, potlucks. But some people just think it's too sweet and artificial. I will say I watched
both of those things and yet delicious.
Correct. In the original Kool-Aid, the guy was trying. It's like the 20s. He's trying to invent a beverage. There's no way to really ship it, so he sits down and he figures out a way to make the powdered form so people can get it.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. Some of our soups people don't like. A lot of other places, you know what I mean? Like if you got soup in Vietnam, you get pho. Sure. Pho. But that's that broth is very watery and thin.
Yeah.
Whereas some of our stuff is pretty thick, like a split pea and ham soup.
That is a
clam
thick
chowder.
That's a good one.
Right. They're all pretty hearty. So that's why some people are thrown off by that. Miles, it's gonna piss you off. Biscuits and gravy.
That is a weird food item.
Yeah.
Well, biscuits really don't transcend any other culture that I know of other than American.
True.
It's Southern American.
I will say I did catch a video of a bunch. They filmed a bunch of like English schoolboys or whatever, and they were trying a bunch of American foods. They tried fried chicken. They tried biscuits with the gravy. They all absolutely loved it. They didn't get it at first, but
you're right. I've seen a lot of clips of especially English people trying biscuits, and they're like, I don't know why you would even do this, blah, blah. And they're always like, well, it's very good.
Oh, my God. I'm a connoisseur. Best biscuits, Mount Sinai Golf Course. Promise you. I will take that to the grave.
Pigs in a blanket throws people off, which is odd. Is it just a tiny version of a sausage roll?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I said peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The combination just too much. This one splits the studio. Miles and I are fans. Spam.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a little bit out on Spam myself.
It's been a minute since I've had Spam, but I see a lot of recipes that makes it look good.
Yeah.
Sure.
You just got to fry it. Pimento cheese, Southern dip, usually served on bread or crackers.
A lot of Southern food on here.
There is.
Between the salads and the,
Buffalo wings make the list.
Oh, come on,
that
people.
was the last thing. But I would say you could make an argument that the most American food is probably Southern food and barbecue.
Yeah, I don't think you can argue that one much.
Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. Shot of the Day's coming up. You are listening to The Men's Room.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Go double trigger toast there with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, once again, we've got a new name for something that we've really already kind of named, but it's slow dumping.
Slow dumping, something to constipated.
Oh, is this like you're kind of breaking up with somebody and it takes a while?
Correct.
Well,
it's not that it kind of takes a while. You are slowly distancing yourself from them to them.
I mean, that's called a breakup.
Right. It's not outwardly just saying, hey, we should see other people. It's not saying, like, hey, we're breaking up. It's just kind of slowly distancing yourself from them. It's kind of in the hopes that they will dump you.
Oh, right.
I mean, I can fathom if you're doing it in the hopes they're going to dump you, but honestly, to me, that's how most breakups go. Right, like you don't realize it, and then afterwards you go, oh, yeah, like that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
We still doing this?
Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's been issues. Like, to me, it's just rare that a breakup happens, and it's like, I'm shocked.
Sure.
Can't believe that happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess, and look, my apologies. You started with, we have a term, like, we don't need a term for it.
Right. We grew apart. That's what that was. Ta-da.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
like, right, you work on stuff, you try it, like, that's kind of the crappy part of a breakup.
I read this as kind of like a slow ghosting almost.
Okay.
Like, you're done in the relationship. You don't want this anymore, so I'm just going to slowly not see them much anymore.
Right.
So,
Well, yeah. I will say, I've had it done to me.
same.
And it's just like, yeah, like, all right, I'm not shocked.
Right.
Like, you're not around much anymore.
Just don't leave me on the hook is all I'm asking. Like, don't leave me in the gray area where I don't know what's going on.
Just let me know.
There's a hiking site in Canada with a kiosk that has poo bags for people to use.
That's actually thoughtful.
Yeah. Same as dogs.
Right. I'm just thinking
What's a little bigger?
right.
Yeah, basically.
I would just think, maybe I'm wrong for this, but I would just think that if you're hiking out in nature and nature itself calls, what better place to go find a bush? Now, granted, don't do it. Don't just drop trowel right there on the trail. Like, walk in.
I've got a bag.
But there ain't no more natural place for all that.
Right, but you still pick it up.
Not if I put it in the bush all the way over there, Ted.
I mean, if you're hiking with your dog, you're still going to pick it up, correct?
Not if it's all the way in the bush over there, Ted.
All right.
It's not on the trail.
I didn't realize you're a filthy animal.
Well, better, Ted, would you rather this thing in nature where God intended it to be, or would you rather it wrapped in plastic in our landfills?
I mean, if my dog poops in the woods, I'm leaving it in the woods, man. I mean, because every animal that lives in the woods also poops in the woods.
Correct.
But I'm not on the trail. But I mean, if it's,
If you're far enough off, fine. I'm just saying, if I'm hiking and there's human crap, right, like, I could see it. Like,
exactly.
So I'm just saying, like, I think this is a good idea. Like,
sure.
You know.
What if you could see it, but you're no danger of making contact? So, like, I poop on top of a rock.
Oh.
Like that son of a bitch. I can see it.
That's a statement,
Right.
man.
There's no chance it's going to get on you, but you can see it.
No, I agree with you, Ted. If you're gonna leave it out there, get it off the trail for a ways.
Yeah, I just like this idea. Like, you know what? You might have an emergency up there. Maybe take a poop bag with you.
There you go. McDonald's is going to sell pumpkin and cream pies at select locations.
All right.
Okay. I'm sure it'd be great.
Yeah, and
twist my arm. Guys, it is Big Dummy Day. We've actually been talking about dogs here for the last few seconds, minutes, whatever you want to have you. So I just decided, since it's a day that we're all learning, let's just learn a little bit more. So let's get on the subject of our friends. Doggone it. On the subject,
No pun intended.
A man's best friend.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 myths about man's best friend. Busted. Turns out a dog's mouth isn't any cleaner than a human's. So that begs the question, why do so many dog owners like to play tonsil hockey with Sparky? Well, I guess it's better than the alternative. You know, what's going on down in the Enumclaw. Sorry, Mike.
Why does everyone think a dog's mouth is so clean? I'm like, they suck their paws, they lick their butthole. Like,
Right.
I've never thought to myself, man, that is a clean mouth.
There is only one animal in my household that sticks its head willingly into the litter box and devours what's
Right.
inside of it.
It will eat a turd.
Right.
I think when you say it out loud, it makes sense. But that's just one of those things I always heard.
I always heard it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely always heard it, but I just always questioned it because as people are saying it, like, I'm watching my dog face down in her butt. I'm like, I mean, is her butt a soap dispenser? I mean, to me, if your butt's in your mouth, probably not a clean mouth.
I never heard that it was cleaner. I I didn't care enough. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Common dog myths that just aren't true. How much chocolate is okay for dogs?
None.
I think it depends on the breed of dog.
So usually people are saying, right, it depends on the breed. A little bit's going to be fine. It says, how dangerous can chocolate is for a dog depends on the type of the chocolate and the size of the dog, but it's really not worth the risk, it says. It's best to keep this sweet treat to yourself.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things you say. It's like when a woman's pregnant, like, don't drink any alcohol. You can have 3 glasses of wine, you're going to be fine.
Right.
But if you tell people you can have 3, they're going to have 6. If you say have none, maybe they have 1, and everything's fine.
When I was a kid, my grandpa used to toss his dog M&M's. Just a couple.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. I've seen dogs eat it. I've also known dogs that died from eating a bag of chocolate chips.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
When it comes to your dog in your house, there's a certain stance that you need to take in order to show your authority. You need to show your dog your authority by being the pack leader. Being a pack leader mostly entails being strict and rough, which dogs do not appreciate, according to the site here. Instead, be kind, predictable, and fair in training to form the best relationship with your dog.
Okay. Yeah, but most of the time, your dog's going to follow you no matter what.
Right.
Like, you don't really have to. You just have to live there, feed it, pet it, rub its belly, and, like, it's cool with you, man.
I need to show him I'm the alpha. Just be the alpha.
Just be there. They know. They'll figure it out.
Right. That's another thing that it's a common misconception that you got to be tough and you got to be domineering. And no, just be in charge. That's all it is.
It's like having kids.
Right.
You have to come home screaming, all right, you sons of bitches. Like, just be there, man.
Right.
They piece it together.
Alpha's not toughness. Alpha's in charge. That's all it is. Let's see here. If your dog has a cold, can you catch it?
I'd say no.
Says what can happen is that dog colds and influenza can spread easily and quickly between dogs, meaning it's important to take steps to help prevent transmission, so don't let your dog drink out of an infected dog's water bowl and all that. This is especially important for very young and very old dogs, plus pets with suppressed immune systems due to illness or medication. No, you can't catch a cold your dog has.
Huh. Can the dog catch my cold?
No.
Cool, so I can keep blowing my nose on her fur.
Can you catch anything from a dog?
Fleas.
Well, all right. like a flu or sickness.
I'm not sure, Ted.
All right.
I am not positive on that. You guys ever heard of hypoallergenic dogs?
Oh,
yes. Yeah, sure.
It says the American Kennel Club says dog breeds that have a predictable, non-shedding coat that produces less dander, including Afghan Hound, Bichon Frise, Maltese, and Poodles. However, some sources say that there are 50 dog breeds that you can choose to avoid allergies. It's not exactly true that your dog is hypoallergenic, but there's certain allergies that you can avoid with certain dog breeds.
All right.
It's not that yours is just uber non-allergenic. You're all good to go.
So none of them are whatever the word is you said. Hypoallergenic.
Hypoallergenic.
But some are just better if
it's
you're
just about
allergic.
the dander.
Right.
By the way, you'll appreciate this text, Mike. It says, I had to clean horse poop out of my puppy's mouth this weekend. They have nasty mouths.
Ooh. God. You guys ever heard that pedigree dogs are better behaved?
No, I've never heard that.
But that's been debunked. Most herding dogs do really well in training. Independent breeds such as huskies can be more difficult to train. A herding dog mix might be better behaved than a purebred husky. So it has to do with the training.
Sure.
I think herding dogs are kind of tough.
You need to know what you're doing if you get yourself a herding dog. There's a lot of people that hear about how friendly certain herders are, or working dogs as they were.
Yeah.
They require a lot of work. They are bred and built to be moving constantly.
Yeah, they need to be busy.
Right. So expect a lot of walks, a lot of playtime with those working dogs.
I have a half blue heeler at home, yes.
My favorite, it's okay to leave your dog in a car on a hot day as long as the windows are down.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Just don't do that.
Yeah, don't leave your dog in a hot car.
Right. The only time that you leave your dog in the hot car is when you've got to run around to the back of the car real quick to grab something.
Right, to grab
get
something.
Right back inside.
Yeah.
If you ever believe that it's okay to leave your dog in the car on any given day, sit in there with the windows down for 25 minutes.
Wow.
Tell me how you feel.
And put on a fur coat.
Correct.
Yeah, the rest of the country is a lot hotter than we are, too.
That's true.
So keep that in mind.
Exactly. Dogs look guilty when they've done something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Debunked. It says when dog looks guilty, they're displaying appeasement behaviors. They do this because they've learned that it makes humans less angry and therefore they are safer. Dogs don't see things as right or wrong, rather they view things as safe or unsafe.
Then why is it that when my dog has that guilty look, 100% of the time I find that they have physically done something that I can identify?
So they see it as doing something unsafe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of
so they
it's
don't
like
feel
the dog because the dog has that look on its face. So like he knows he's done something. Like he knows you're going to be angry.
Right. He
So,
doesn't
like,
know that it's wrong. He just knows that you have this weird tick that he got pissed that you grabbed a raw steak and ate it on the sofa.
Right.
He does not know why that bothers you, but he knows that it bothers you.
But it does.
Okay.
Right. So like
I'm calling bunk on some of the things that
yeah, because that seems like the same thing.
Right. If my dog does that, like if I come home from work, she's at the door, she's stretching because she's going to jump all over me. If she is not at the door, or when I open the door, she has, that dog look, I know I have to look for something, and 100% of the time, I find what it is she's done.
Right. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Oh, BS.
Debunked. Not only can you teach an old dog new tricks, but they point out that it's actually quicker to teach an old dog a new trick, as long as your dog cares to learn a new trick.
Yeah.
Yep.
I taught when the lady brought the old Brillo pad around, I taught him a new trick.
What'd you teach him?
Teach him how to shake, teach him how to speak. I almost got him to roll over. But that one's difficult to teach, but he also is a stubborn a-hole, and he waits for the treat.
I tried to teach one of my old dogs how to play dead. And he kept holding a knife up to his own neck. And I'm like, dude, you're overthinking this. We don't need the theatrics. Yeah, exactly. Get the gun out of your mouth.
Common dog myths that just aren't true. Let's see here. A cold, wet nose means a healthy dog.
I believe that one.
The temperature, dryness, and wetness of your dog's nose can change throughout the course of a single day and should not be used as the sole indicator of health.
Okay.
Right. Again, I just feel like every time my dog was ever sick, his nose was really dry and.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Let's see here. You guys ever heard the dog years versus human years?
Yeah,
as far as 7 to 1.
7 to 1, yeah.
Dogs age faster in their younger years, so a 6-month-old dog is close to a teenage human maturity and development. At 12 months old, the dog is akin to a 20-year-old human. After about 2 years old, they seem to age a little bit slower. So the whole 7 years thing,
yeah,
I think they kind of just meld that into how oddly
ultimately dividing it.
Correct.
Sometimes I think, especially with big dogs, it's hard to tell how you know what I mean. But then if there's something just the way a dog plays with you. Like I'll be like, how old is this dog? And they're like 6 months. I'm like, okay,
yep,
still a puppy. Yeah,
right. A wagging tail means a friendly dog.
I would have to think normally that's true.
For the most part, but you can also read their face to know that sometimes a wagging tail can also be a sign of anxiety or aggression.
Sure. Okay.
I've seen dogs that are nervous that sit there and they wiggle their tail just a little bit. That dog ain't happy. That dog's trying to show you that it's okay.
Yeah.
So, dogs eat grass when they're sick.
I've always heard there's something in their stomach.
Yeah.
I've always heard that, but sometimes dogs just like to eat grass.
All right, that's fair.
My little jackass likes to do it too. He'll just gnaw on grass. If grass comes up to his chin, he'll nibble at it.
Not a damn thing wrong. Just like I love grass.
Not a bit.
I mean, Tigger was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he ate grass all the time. Right. After a while, it's like, well, he's not sick. He's fine. He likes grass. He's just eating grass.
Does he have a tummy ache? No, he just threw up because he ate a bushel of grass.
Right. Like our backyard didn't have a ton of grass. It was mostly like a concrete like slab and then dirt.
Yeah.
So he got in the front yard. He's like a little goat.
But the number one common dog myth that just simply isn't true. You're hearing this one a lot more on the old tickety talks. Dogs are colorblind.
Actually, I saw something.
They're vicious racists.
See as many colors as we do.
Correct.
But they don't see them black and white.
And it's not as vivid as we do.
Correct.
They see a lot of blues and a lot of yellows.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why everybody's
that's why they love the sky.
Exactly. That's why everybody's like, Bluey uses dog colors. Like, okay. A man at BC called the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and you will never believe why, Miles.
Why did he do that?
Give you all the details at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of 2 who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider after bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1, exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
Have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is as usual. We head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today, we toast Sally Ann Ashford of somewhere in England. This past weekend, Sally and her friends, they did a weekend getaway at a hotel. And when she walked into a room, she saw champagne, a tiara, and banners that read 60 and fabulous. That's right. Sally's friends threw her a surprise 60th birthday party. Sally is 59. That is all.
Jesus God.
She walked in the room, and they didn't scream surprise. It was just more, hey, when you open the door, we have all this stuff for. So she's looking at the banners is what really threw her off. And she had to ask her friend, she says, what is this for? And they're like, it's your birthday. She's like, yeah. They're like, yeah, happy 60th birthday. She's like, I'm 59, guys. Next year. We've had two bad surprise parties so far on Shot of the Day. The one, they got the date wrong. They were off by a month. This one, they got the year wrong. Just throwing it out there. We love you so much, you know how old I am. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve at Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Matthew, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You have a choice of one of three stories. We have interior decorating, where you guess how the foreign object ended up on the inside of someone. We have hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, Animalize This, where you try to guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Wow, I was hoping for drugs, but all right, I'll see. Let's see. Let's go interior decorating.
Interior decorating. All right, a 79-year-old man from Venezuela had to undergo emergency surgery to remove something from his rectum. Now, the man claimed that the object was shoved up his backside by thieves who were upset that he didn't have any valuables for them to steal. Now, the man arrived at the hospital in extreme pain, and the object was found after a series of x-rays. He then underwent surgery because the object was too far up to pull out by hand. Now, it's unclear if the police would open an investigation into the incident, since no one is quite sure if he's telling the truth, because, again, as he says, thieves broke into his house, they were mad he didn't have valuables, and so they shoved an object up there. The question is, what did the thieves shove up the caboose? Was it a screwdriver? Was it pliers? Was it a hammer? Or was it a beer bottle? So screwdriver, pliers, hammer, or beer bottle?
Wow. Venezuela?
Venezuela.
Was there any proof
that he'd been robbed or anything?
Correct.
No, not as far. I mean, basically, that was his story. They just said, look, thieves broke into my house. I didn't have valuables. They were upset, and they slammed this thing up the backside.
Matthew, I'm going beer bottle.
I'm with you, Miles.
Okay, me and you.
What were the... Say them again, sorry.
Screwdriver, pliers, hammer, or a beer bottle?
Man, I'm trying to think of which one, if you were in, like, he would voluntarily put up there. Because whenever somebody comes in an emergency room, it's like, oh, it happened, you know?
Right.
That's the joke, right? 1,000,001 shot, Doc. But I can't. But if there was criminals, I would lean screwdriver or pliers. You know what? I'll go screwdriver.
Screwdriver for Ted. Okay, what did this guy have in his backside? Was it a screwdriver, pliers, a hammer, or a beer bottle? We're going to find out next.
That was a tease.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories: interior decorating on profile. This 79-year-old man had surgery to remove something from his rectum. The item was removed by doctors. He says he got robbed and they decided to stick something up there. But
because he didn't have valuables.
Yeah. Either way, question is, was it a screwdriver, pliers, a hammer, or a beer bottle?
And Matthew, that is a question we posed to you. Let us start with the Ted Smith. Mm-hmm. You went with the old screwdriver. I'm afraid not. Not a screwdriver. Matthew, you agreed with Miles, and both of you guys said a beer bottle.
Aha!
You are correct.
Rob, sure.
Right. I mean, come on. To Ted's point, if they're that pissed off you don't have valuables, they're not looking for the easiest thing to insert.
No. Right.
Like,
also, I just don't believe him.
I don't believe him either. But that's why they said it's unclear if the police will investigate. I think everyone's like, yeah, sure, man. Tell you what, we'll look into that. Mm-hmm. They broke into your house and put a beer bottle in your butt. Okay.
Now, for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, do you guys remember a reality show called The Surreal Life?
I remember the name, but I don't remember anything about it.
So this is one of those ones. This one was on MTV. And basically, they just put a bunch of celebrities in a house together to see how they coexist. Or if they're going to fight. So, I'm trying to think. I feel like some of the people that were on this back in the day were also on, like, Celebrity Rehab. There was a whole little scene you can do. And this is another one of those ones where, like, celebrities is like, you know,
D-listers, B-listers. Something.
Was that where Flava Flav met, like, Brigitte Nielsen? Is that the Surreal Life?
Actually, good call. Yeah. I'm almost positive that's what that was. Right, because he was already on Flavor of Love. And then, they were living together for a while in that house.
So season 1 had Vince Neil in it, had Corey Feldman in it, MC Hammer. Season 2, we had...
Was Scott Ian on season 1?
Scott Ian, negative.
All right.
We had Eric Estrada, Tammy Faye, Jeremy Vanilla Ice on number 2.
Yeah, season 1 starts out with, to me, much bigger celebrities.
Yeah.
Dude, Dave Coulier on season 3, Flavor Flav, Jordan Knight, Bridget Nielsen, and Ryan Starr.
Okay.
So, the show is back, and there's some interesting names on here. Some of them, I wouldn't say are... Some of them, I think, are idiots and SE people.
Okay.
Some of them are just kind of out there.
But isn't that kind of who you end up getting on these shows?
You need an antagonist.
Right,
you need someone that everyone likes.
Yeah. So, all right, Olympic figure skater Johnny Ware's on there.
Yes. Okay. I'm aware of who he is.
Right. Flamboyant. Mm-hmm. You know, this and that. To me, he's, I don't know. I don't know people that... I know some people that love him, but I don't know that there's a lot of Johnny Ware hate.
No, I mean, he shows up on the red carpet, like the Oscars and stuff like that, and otherwise you hear from him once every 4 years, commentating on ice skating or figure skating in the Olympics.
Right, and then I forget who the girl is. It was a figure skater that does the commentary with him.
I can't think of her name.
But they showed up one year on, Kentucky Derby coverage, because NBC has Derby,
yes,
and they have figure skating, and, people were like, what the hell is he doing there? But they're... You know what I mean? You got to appeal to all kinds of audiences. They're pretty funny.
Maybe.
What's that?
Yamaguchi, maybe?
No,
it's
a blonde woman.
Oh.
So, well, and it's Johnny and somebody. I'll look up the name after the segment, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's her.
It's like something Lipinski?
Tara Lipinski.
It is? Okay, yeah. Tara Lipinski.
Yeah. Hey, Tara. So he's on there. Jose Canseco, or Josie Canseco, daughter of Jose Canseco. I'm assuming...
Wait, are they both on, or you're saying Josie?
Josie.
Okay, so it is his daughter. Do we know her from anything, or is she just the daughter of Jose?
I'm guessing she's an influencer. I mean, it's Jose Canseco's daughter who lives in California. She has to be attractive.
I'm sure.
It's not like he has an ex-wife where you're like, ugh! You know what I mean?
Okay. It's always the reaction you want. Is my wife? Whoa!
Whoa, really?
Damn. All right.
Man. Did not expect that.
She must be very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got a picture?
Josie Canseco.
Yeah.
Okay, good for her.
All right.
Yeah. Her father was a top-tier athlete that dated swimsuit models.
And she looks like the product of such.
Yeah, correct. Plus, they're rich.
And that works.
Even, like, unattractive rich people somehow look better.
I told you, I went to the Hamptons once in my life, and we just... Everyone there, not celebrities, these are just people that live there, or some are there, whatever the deal is, but all of them were hot. I remember there was a female cop. They don't carry guns. Maybe they do now, but they didn't then. She was hot. I mean, everyone was hot. And we were dead broke at the time, so my buddy just said, man, this is what happens when you eat 3 square meals a day.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's just, and clothes and this and that. Like, it just is. You know what I mean?
Man, these people.
Once in a while, I get to go to a fancy event. I'm just like, God damn, everybody looks great.
When you
but also, they have, like, the dudes have suits on that are tailored.
Yes.
Right? They're not buying stuff off the rack.
Everybody looks good.
Yeah. Macy Gray is on there.
All right.
You know,
Cool.
she's a singer. She's been involved in some controversies over the years. Also a pretty good actress if you've ever seen Training Day.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she was in there.
Yeah. Allie Brooke from Fifth Harmony. Fifth Harmony was a women's R&B group.
Okay. All right.
Which I remember them all being attractive. So that's got to work. Rapper OT Genesis. I don't know too much about him. And then here's the ones that really people are going to hate. I don't know. I don't watch Real Housewives, but I know people do not like Kim Zolniak that much.
I don't know her name, but yeah, I mean,
so she's on there. And then, Ari, they got the real Jamaican himself. Chet Hanks.
Oh, God.
If you don't know that joke, he kind of tried to put out an album and talked like he was, I forget what the term is, but he was like Jamaican for a while. Like, he is, look, if there's one person on earth I really do not like, it is that idiot.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. He doesn't do, like, every time his name is in the press for anything, it's something stupid.
Okay, he's that guy.
Correct. And he thinks he's a rapper. He thinks he's this. He thinks he's that. Like, really, it's like, right, if Tom Hanks wasn't your father, A, nobody would know who you are, and B, somebody would have hurt you.
He is such a jackass.
A long time ago. Yeah, exactly. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about Taylor Swift at the VMAs and all this. So now I guess people are saying, like, was she drunk? Well,
yeah. I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, who cares?
It's the VMAs.
She's with her friends. They're partying. They're celebrating.
And she's winning. Right. She's winning everything. Like, look, if you don't drink alcohol, I get it. But it's like, yeah, she's at an award show. It's the VMAs. It's not the Grammys. And, like, I don't think she was performing. It's like, right, she's winning stuff. She grew up liking NSYNC. They gave her an award she won. Like, yeah, of course she was giddy.
You're at a party that is an award ceremony that you're winning a crap ton there. Like you said, all your friends are there. It's a giant doggone party. Yeah, you're throwing down. And she was having a great time. All the videos show her just having one of the best times of her life.
Also, if there's an award ceremony to have fun,
the VMAs and the Golden Globes.
Nothing too serious. I mean,
yeah.
Celebrities everywhere.
Games, like you can't spin. Come on.
Well, some people were like, oh, man, it's like, does she dance? Does she know the lyric to every song? And it's like, well, she's the biggest pop star on the planet. If we could start making the argument ever. It's like, yeah, of course she knows the lyrics to a lot of songs. Also, that's her industry. Right. So you just know people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, one of my good friends works at a sports station in town. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you're going to meet people in your industry that you actually like.
It's inevitable.
Some of them.
Oh, you don't like all of them, that's for sure. But yes, you will meet some that you do like.
All right. There's always lists of spinoffs of this and that. I would say this is still one of the most famous spinoff of any show was Frasier off of Cheers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. Long running one. The upcoming Frasier revival will have Frasier Crane moving back to Boston, which has fans wondering if he'll wander into Cheers. But I guess the thing is, the show actually killed off Cheers, according to Entertainment Weekly. The iconic bar Cheers is no more. Basically, the characters have a new place. It's called Mahoney's, after John Mahoney, who was the actor who played Frasier's dad in the original series. He died in 2018.
That's cool.
I'll tell you the craziest part is I know that actor because I know he was a retired cop on that show.
Yeah.
But I feel like he often played a cop. I almost want to say he might have been a cop before he started acting, but I always forget his name. But I know that dog's name was Eddie.
Eddie. And I want to say the guy who played his dad, he didn't get into acting until he was like 40.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever he did, he had a career doing something else entirely. Even said, I didn't really think I had a chance. It's just something I always wanted to do. And obviously it worked out for him.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he might have been a cop before he got into that.
Could have been.
Look, there's a lot of crazy stories like that, right? Like I know Terry Crews was a college football player. Can't remember. I don't know if he played in the NFL. He might have played in Canada. And then he was like working security or something on training day, and he was so big and stuff. They were like, "Oh, you should be like in one of the scenes."
Yeah,
and he just kind of stumbled into it.
Wasn't the same thing with is it Michael Duncan Clark? Michael
Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan. Wasn't he like security for someone or something like that?
That would be shocking.
He did work as a bodyguard, and I do feel like
like somebody said you should get into acting or something to that.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And obviously he did well for himself.
Yeah. And you need some of those people.
Look at Mr. T. Mr. T got his gig. So his big break was Rocky 3. But he got his big break because he was the bouncer at some club in L.A. And he had that attitude, and people are telling him, like, Sly, man, you just need to see this guy.
Not getting in here, fool.
Right. If you're trying to come up with someone scary, based on the story you've written, like, this guy might be the guy to play Clubber Lang because he will elicit fear in people. And sure enough, Sylvester Stallone was like, I was scared of him.
All right. Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. It's going to come to an end. Now, if you don't know Real Sports, it's kind of like the 60 Minutes for sports.
If you're an athlete, you don't want to be.
It has been on HBO since I can remember.
It's been on since 1995.
Damn. It's a long time.
It's going to end with its current season. It's heavily mix of investigative work and profiles of people in and around the sports world. There are some good stories. Usually it's about like a fringe sport or something. But yeah, Miles said this years ago, this theory, and I agree with him. Like, if it's a profile on you as an athlete, it's generally not good.
Right. Well, you've either overcome the worst, like prostate cancer, or you climbed a mountain.
Yeah, it might feel good, but that means something bad had to happen.
Means you ran into a boatload of trouble, or you Ryan Leafed it, or one of those situations where it's like you really either effed up or overcame something that was horrible.
Yeah. Right. They had 29 seasons. Also, like, I used to watch Real Sports, like, pretty religiously. Mm-hmm. But again, there's just so many. I mean, forget just what you can see about athletes on social media. There's just so many different shows now about sports and athletes and this and that. That, like, it seems like Real Sports would give you kind of an inside look, but I don't know that we're striving or thriving for that anymore.
No, not
or
so
starving
much.
for it.
Mm-hmm. I think, to your point, you get so much information about so many things now that when you do a deep dive, people are just less interested. Because I've already kind of read about it, or I've seen a headline, or whatever it is. Nothing's a secret. Put it that way.
Right. You got to really care about a subject to sit down.
Yes.
And watch that on it. Now, if you're just doing investigative stuff like Frontline, like, I'll still record and watch Frontline just because, like, it's new stuff that I need to know more. Not need to. I want to know more about it.
Yeah. I put myself in a bad mood.
Well, it's, I used to watch that one religiously too, and I used to always come in and go, the one thing I like about Frontline is it shows you both sides of a lot of these arguments. Mm-hmm. And it just shows you that they both suck and you're screwed.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? Right? When they talk about, like, a few things, just like, come on, get real. Miley Cyrus, we all know her now, but never forget.
Yes, we do.
She was a massive child star when she started.
Hannah Montana.
Exactly. She kind of just gave an example of what her schedule used to look like when she was 12 or 13. 12 or 13.
All right.
Right? So just to remind people, look, I forget all the time because it was so long ago. But 12 or 13, like, these are kids.
My daughter's 12, will be 13 in November. So whatever you're about to share, I'm just going to try to insert her into that one.
And what grade is she in?
She is in 7th grade this year.
All right, that's what I was going to say. It's like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Right? What was I going to say? It was something on a TikTok series, but she said on one particular day, she had to be up at 5:30 a.m. for hair and makeup. Then she had her dad, Billy Ray, would pick her up at her hotel, 7 a.m. for a full day of interviews, meetings, and photo shoots. Her day concluded at 6:15 p.m. interview. Then she'd get some rest because the next day started at 7 a.m. and wouldn't end until 7:30 p.m.
Jesus.
Yeah. Miley says, quote, I'm a lot of things, but lazy ain't one of them. So I do think this girl deserves a little endless summer vacation.
Yeah, you can't doubt that, man.
Do they still have rules on how much child actors can work?
Do they have rules on that?
I didn't know they did.
They used to have rules on how much the actors could work or whatever, and you had to actually hire tutors because obviously they wouldn't they wouldn't be in school too much. And then you also hear stories sometimes some people, if you lived in LA, you could actually like work on a show and still go to school, but once the show gets big, it's pretty
that's done.
It's pretty impossible. But you know what, to their credit, there is a decent amount of big time child stars that got famous in like high school and stuff, and then just went to college and were like, some end up just staying regular, normal life. Some kind of go back to the Hollywood scene. But I do respect that. Like, you know what? I'm going to actually go get
school. She doesn't seem dumb.
No.
No. And Miley Cyrus, she's done a lot of things, right? She changes her musical style here and there. Like, and some of the stuff she kind of got in trouble for, but also like, at that time, you're talking about a 19, 20-year-old girl.
Yep.
I don't run into them often, but, sometimes you're just talking to somebody's whatever, daughter or niece or nephew, and it's like, this girl seems crazy. And it's like, well, yeah, she's 20.
Yeah, they were crazy when we were 20, but we were crazy also, so you don't notice.
Right, right. So a 20-year-old girl's already going through that, right, stuff inside of her. Mm-hmm. But then you had for Miley Cyrus on top of it, she was Hannah Montana for so long. So, like, right, some of that stuff at the VMAs and this and that, like, she might do it now. I don't know if she wouldn't, but also, like, she was just trying to get out there and do it. And, again, like I was telling you about Lindsay Lohan, it's kind of a double standard because we don't mind when 20-year-old boys are flexing and never wearing a shirt or whatever. It's actually kind of creepily encouraged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it absolutely is.
You know what I mean? Especially when you look at some athletes and, some of those boy bands and stuff. Like, some of the conversations had, I mean, I've read a whole thing on Bieber, and you're looking at some of the interactions. It's like, well, as a guy, but he's like, that was a 16-year-old boy. And you got, like, grown women at these award shows. Like,
screaming for him.
Yeah, it's like, well, let's have a little bit of decorum. I was going to say canter, but that's just being honest, isn't it, Mike? That was going to be the wrong thing to say. All right, let's see. You know what? If you're a sports fan, you got Thursday Night Football back on tonight. You can check that out. If you're a Harley Quinn fan, the 4th season finale tonight on Max.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit apply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Guy gets into a fight at a bar, so he whips out his circular saw. Meanwhile, a BC man says that hiking with camo pants, that would be the last straw. We stay in BC, where a drunk woman arrested after twerking at a cop. Woman arrested after sending jail mail soaked in liquid meth slop. And apparently we're all wearing our sunglasses wrong. Whatever. Time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story, we go to our brothers to the north in BC, Canada, where a concerned citizen called to turn someone in. RCMPs received the call from the man who wanted to call and report that there was a civilian wearing camouflage pants in public, deeming it offensive to the military, and demanding that they track down the offender and remove his pants. Okay. When told that removing his pants would be against the law, even if wearing pants was against the law, that like camouflage. But the man doubled down, saying that he would do it himself under order of the King of England. He was then told that would constitute an assault and he would be subjected to charges himself. When talking with the media, RCMP representatives said that they never did find the man in camo pants, but they were not surprised.
Right. Yeah. Stolen valor is a serious thing, but camouflage is just camouflage.
It's just camo.
Correct. Right.
I mean, we use it for hunting all the doggone time. There's a difference between camouflage and the
You think a deer's doing that? It's stolen valor.
Right. And the military fatigues that are worn out there, man. Come on now.
Yeah. Right. I mean, look, obviously, jungle camo, the camo you used to see in the Army for years, right? Like, you really only saw that on Army people, but also there's no jungles in the States.
Right.
But then it became like a fashion thing. At the end of the day, like, it is camouflage. Now, if you're wearing an Army jacket or whatever, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, stolen valor is a very serious issue.
Absolutely.
But, right, you can't just be mad at somebody's wearing camo.
Right. Meanwhile, over the water to Edinburgh, Scotland, where a man had a bad night. He works in construction and had his tools with him as he had himself a night and got right pissed, as some would say. Unfortunately, in his revelry, he managed to lose some of his tools along the way, which in his drunken state brought his blood temperature up just a notch, which you can't really fault the man for. Things came to a boil, however, when a passerby made a comment about the circular saw in his hands, which he then drunkenly brandished to threaten the man.
Oh, Lord.
Authorities were eventually called to break up the incident, and the man did plead guilty to the charges. Which you gotta appreciate, right? Look, I know, I blew my top, my bad. But if I'm pissed off and I've got this...
A circular saw handy.
Circular saw and somebody makes a comment, I might raise the thing.
Is it no cord, I guess?
They
like a battery pack? It's got to be, right? You can plug it into the wall and go, like,
but even if it's not spinning, I don't want to get hit with the circuit.
No. Sure.
You know.
Okay.
And I would think working in construction, it's not inconceivable for them to use a battery operated, but I would think if you're in the business of construction, there's nothing more reliable than a corded saw. So, hard to say. Back to BC, where a woman threw down just a little bit too hard. Royal Canadian Mounted Police were called to an establishment on reports of an intoxicated woman refusing to leave. The officers arrived and did get her out of the building, but refused to leave the area. The story says that as the officer tried to get back to his car, the woman, believed to be under the influence of drugs, shocker, blocked his path and began to twerk on him while shouting obscenities. After repeated warnings to stop, and I guarantee you they gave her a lot of warnings.
I'm sure.
Knock this off. I'm gonna arrest you.
You're not worth the arresting, but we're gonna have to if you don't stop.
Stop twerking on me. Stop. The woman, quote, remained committed to her course of action and was arrested.
That's a big thing right now.
Twerking on cops.
Or cop cars or on the cops.
Yeah.
It is.
Just don't. It's my only advice. I mean, you could twerk for them, but don't do it on them or on their vehicle.
How much of that is people just seeing, short clips of people that are twerking on cops and twerking on cop cars and thinking that nothing came of it?
This is a good idea.
Right. Yeah. Don't worry, the video ended. Nothing happened after that. They went home and went to their own beds. Nah, they spent the night in jail because they're drunk.
Then went home to their own beds.
Yeah. And I could fathom you're at some type of parade or festival or whatever, and like the cops being cool and dancing with people.
Sure.
All right. Maybe twerk on them a little. I mean, look, I still wouldn't do it, but like I could fathom that. But
I would too.
You're already in trouble. He said don't do it, and then you did it. Like, okay.
Right. What, and especially when you're already being a problem, you're sitting in whatever shop that she was in and just refusing to leave. They're not happy to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Right. You are a waste of their time. This is the least of my worries, and I have to worry about you. Thank you very much. Yeah, for the standing lap dance. Down in San Diego, an employee of the local jail was sorting through incoming mail when they discovered a letter to an inmate that appeared to be drenched and dried. It had been formerly wet, is the way that I would put that. Mm-hmm. A chemical test of the paper determined that it was infused with liquid methamphetamine.
Damn.
This gal had just soaked the paper in liquid meth, let it dry, and then set it in there as if they're not even going to
They're not going to piece that together, right?
The sender was tracked down and arrested for smuggling.
That's serious, man.
It is.
Right. Send it to a prison.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they check everything. To her credit, it's inventive way.
It is inventive,
but I mean, it's jail mail,
right?
Prison mail. Like they check that stuff really good.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
Next week, somebody's going to hide a file in a cake.
Plus, I mean, look, I love that show, To Catch a Smuggler.
Oh, yeah.
National Geographic. Like the liquid meth is everything.
Which, newsflash, I had no idea that liquid meth was a thing. Then again, I suppose I've heard of crystal meth, but I've never heard of it in its liquid form.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of things start out, like crystal meth starts out as a lot of different ways. Like when you get crystal meth, it's because you've seen Breaking Bad.
I have.
Remember they have to dry it out and everything and then break it up into shards?
Looks like a syrup when they pour it into that Pyrex pan. Right. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the weekend of Bad Choice Friday and the return of Ted versus the FCC.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, We be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.